We're coming in then.
I mean, how dare you?
Good, perfect. All right, perfect timing to come in. Hello, everybody. I am Lucas of Lucas G Variety, and we're back for Blades in the Dark, session number 38. And today is November the 3rd, 2019. And if I look like crap, it's because I did nothing to myself all day. Look at this
Nothing.
T-shirt. And No Shave November, I was going to shave first and then start it out, but I missed the boat, so now I'm going to just go with this and go through the rest of the month, except for maybe a little trim, like, because you got to trim like where the mustache encroaches over the,
Yeah.
like that's just, and then maybe a little bit down here. But I'm gonna just go ahead, no shave November for the rest of November, and unless my wife demands, the war committee demands. Nope, I said it right the first time. My wife demands that I shave, and then I will.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you got pretty bushy last year.
I did. I actually looked back 2 Februarys ago, February 2018, because Sean, previous player here, had a question about what was my character's name in this dungeon world, and I looked. I'm like, well, it's on YouTube, but I'll go check because I want to see it. And I looked it up, and my face was like.
Bushman.
If you look up the Vagabonds Dungeon World on my YouTube, and just go to session number 1, you will see a very bushy Lucas face. Anyway, that's the introduction. Welcome, everybody. We're back for Blades in the Dark. We are the Purgers. They are assassins, and I'm going to put them straight into deep stuff. Well, not straight into. We'll do a little quick recap. I think we came down off a big score high and did a lot of downtime role-playing for the last 2 sessions, but it's time to get some blades going. And some stuff, and gosh, I don't even remember what was the last thing. I think Zorm dropped a bunch of money on your table, then left, or tried to leave, failed to leave because he's weird, and then he left for good.
Yeah.
And so we're back, and I will tell you. Actually, I looked because I never get to fill in these pips. It's so much fun. So Zorm dropped the amount of coin. Whoops, where is it? Where's your? To fill up your vault all the way. And to give everybody else 2 coin apiece.
Oh, wow.
So he gave you 14 coin because you had 2 in your vault. He just straight fills it up. And everybody's going to get, in your regular characters, just your normal characters. Not your secondary ones. You guys are sly. And Gregory, I'm going to put your coin in for you. So Gregory went from 1 coin to 3 on his person. And so everybody else gets 2 coin as well. In hand, obviously you can spend it now before a score if you don't want to put it into your bank right away. But yeah, then Zorm loads you up, and he's like, it's just spilling over the table. Like, spend it wisely. Or whatever. And he's gone.
Or unwisely. I don't care.
So what's a little recap of last time? What did happen? I can't remember, because we've had like 2 downtime episodes in a row.
So, last time we started off the session with Adorna with a sword in her stomach.
That's right.
And we were,
That's right.
and
Kai loved it.
Fate helpfully removed it, nearly killed herself, Gregory, and Adorna.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then Gregory punched her and nearly helped push along, killing Gregory, Adorna, and Kai.
I got a new sword.
Yeah, you got a new sword. It turns out that the Ministry of Preservation tried to murder Adorna. And on top of that, there's another group going around with our old friend, my old friend Dust, who attempted to murder Adorna for her part of Kotar.
At the same time, too.
Mm-hmm. She thinks that the other captains put them up to it. And so now we are stuck. Then we had Zorm come in, and she was like, oh God, please no. And then we had to talk with Zorm.
Because we're reasonable people.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Adorno was attempting to be rude.
Because she wanted him the heck out of there because he's not a reasonable person. Yes.
I don't know. He's pretty reasonable.
Not to her.
Well,
you know what? It's sad. I'd rather have Zorm over her.
Well, here
I don't know why either, but anyways.
It's probably because of my calming influence. Everybody's more calm when I'm around.
But we had to talk with Zorm, and Zorm laid out the ground rules of, okay, you guys have been kind of faffing about too much. Now you need to push. You guys need to follow the main storyline, guys. You pulled a Todd Howard on us, and then gave us a whole bunch of money and said, okay, you guys either work together or else I kill Gregory. And we debated on letting Gregory die.
Wait a minute.
Joking.
He did say that. He pretty much, yeah, because he's like, one person from each of these three factions will hold on to one piece, come together, get on a Leviathan boat, and we're gonna go after the sea. Right? Zorm got the heart for the Silver Flame, his group. Adorna is holding on to the eye because it's still in her head, and Kai hid away sneakily somewhere in the ghost field or some other material plane, some other plane of existence, the hand. Right?
Yeah, good luck getting that, anybody.
Yep. So no one actually knows where it is. Hopefully Kai can get it back. And then we kind of left off there with everyone getting their own little thing of sound waves going off to go back to tinkering and preparing for the upcoming thing. Kai going into their spirit voodoo realm to put the hand. Gregory got pulled away to heal Adorna. And Alexander had to... Yeah.
Well,
and
he's indisposed.
she was gonna feed on TikTok, and I think she's probably gonna use Gregory instead. Pretty sure.
Tried with me, and she got smacked away.
Their relationship is a lot of S&M. Anyways.
Yeah. And then the last
Poopy
thing,
and magic.
And then we did also have to tell. Oh God, what was his name? It's skipping the top of my brain. My good friend
Johnson McTravis,
who I completely forgot his name. He was wondering, why am I still even here? And then I pointed out that Dusk is now a superpowered demon, and he was like, "Oh, I think I'll stay here."
Yeah. That means I'll just join your ranks, guys. I'm not doing anything. No. He's like the guy on the couch from Half Baked. He just sits around,
he's just kind of there,
smokes your dope, eats your food, and lays on the couch. And it's just like,
we just let him.
I thought he was your friend. No, dude, he's Brian's friend.
Does anybody know this guy?
I don't know who he is, man.
I know him.
Okay. That's pretty much, I think, everything that did happen. It was mostly right in the lair for the full 3 hours. There was a lot of drama. And a lot of
drama.
I'm actually surprised that Gregory gave me the hand after he tried to kill me.
He didn't give you the finger, though. He did give you the whole. He gave you the whole hand. I'm so bad. I'm sorry. We've already done these jokes, Lucas. Come on. That was so like 4 or 5 weeks ago. So, also, let's see here.
So
also, we've noticed that there's some of the city. Let me see if I can find the right map here. Is that the
lights are getting dark?
You know, I should be decorating the map a little bit. We'll pull this out, and we'll go to the Roll20 screen for everybody. And I'll put you guys, where are you guys at? I'll put you on there as well. And we noticed that we've seen before that, you know, the blue line, I have to do more, but is like the electrical barrier connecting around the entire city. And then each district has their own lightning barrier. Within those districts, especially the more wealthier ones, individual estates or buildings or places will have their own, even within that. So we've noticed that at this point, it was a while back, but the Dunslow has shut down a couple weeks ago its electrical barrier, and it's out on that there past Ironhook Prison to the most southern part, and Char Hollow actually follows suit next. Where's Char Hollow? Why am I having a problem finding it? Dunslow.
To the left of Dunslow. In the middle section of the three islands.
I mean, literally right in front of my face. Okay. There we go.
On the map. Have you looked on the map, sir?
Oh, right. There it is. Right on the...
Cheerio, sir.
Thank you, Rubbit. All right. Oh, bleeding characters over. It's going to happen all the time. So, now we have noticed that, we've got the revolution going on in Night Market. We have the revolution going on in the docks. And what we suddenly see is the lightning barrier in the docks shut down. Everything goes dark for a second. Lights pop back up. People that are rioting and looting The blue coats that are trying to hold it back and have order. It's just a lot of day and night back and forth with these blue coat forces. Sometimes the imperial military is brought in, sometimes hired mercenaries in some of the richer houses. It's like, the docks to the east there is Brightstone, so they don't want people creeping that way, so they'll send some of their own house guard. And so the power goes down and it comes back up, and so now the docks is not only shut down for business, the docks doesn't have its own lightning barrier. And we're still inside the big one, but there are still other spirits that can get in that were not in there before. So it's getting crazier in the city. And there's also rumors. There's also rumors floating around. Inflation is, maybe I'm not using it right, but it's like the prices of everything are going way up. Soon enough, you've heard that everything that cost a coin, so to speak, will soon cost 2 coin for the same thing. So everything is doubling soon, and that's going to go for you guys too, obviously. But it's not happened yet, but things are getting so bad and so pushed around. Like, we know Alexander started his business a little bit with the food, but that's only so much, right?
Yeah.
So
Drop the nuke and go.
oh my gosh.
Let's just find a new city, guys.
Oh my
Right?
gosh.
What? I burned towns down before in other campaigns.
But you have a good heart, Kai. We know you do.
That doesn't mean that I can't burn something down.
Just hidden underneath all that other stuff.
Murderous rage of.
Your annoyance with all of our BS.
So, so that's just a little bit of atmosphere of the city, and it's just very unsettled. There's just a lot of riding. Even some of the more mid to higher level wealthier districts, things are starting to come unglued a little bit too. The rich people are not getting their good food, and they have to eat lower class food, and now that means they're taking it from the lower class citizens. And there's just there's 100 different things going on that's lighting different firecrackers here and there, and eventually all these wicks are going to burn to the main stick of dynamite in the middle.
Lucas.
What?
No, to you.
To me, yes.
All that is not us. We don't have to do with this.
Yes, and it'll blow up. Now,
You get to cry when we ruin your world.
Gregory said, 2 days, we're going to get the Leviathan boats out of here, right? The docks being shut down with electrical barriers, also you notice that a lot of big ships and things have blocked other ships from leaving. The Ministry of Preservation is due to this. Now, they are trying to take the Leviathan hunter fleets from the families themselves, and they're trying to block the ships in. So there's a lot of that. Adorna's like, I'm going to pick one of the other 3 captains and try not to murder any of them. I'll take Gregory with me, basically. We are going to go talk and find which one we are going to pick. They will come, and our 2 fleets will leave in 2 days' time, the best we can. And you guys are to clear the path. I think that's kind of, you're the pathfinders. And they will try to escape. Now, things may not go quite according to plan, so you have a day or so.
I've made a path, sir. Right through that crater, right there.
So you might go out. You're still at war with the Ministry of Preservation and the Black Echo, both of which attacked Lady Adorna Val Ducombe last time, your expatriate. But she and Greg are gone. They slip out. Sally has returned at some point, and I think we'll see Sarah eventually come by. Okay. So that's kind of where we're sitting. You guys have a couple days. Maybe it's a couple days longer. Maybe not. Gregor's got 2 days, so you're going to try to do it in 2 days. Now, some of you guys have used some armor and some things. If you want to spend coin to refill your loads or heal up before we do an unofficial score that kind of becomes a score. I know Kai got himself into some trouble, but
Yeah, I need to kind of clear my armor because Adorna tried to kill me.
yep.
To be fair, you did attempt to kill her.
I pulled the sword out of her. I didn't put it in her.
I would say it would be 1 coin for each armor, so 1 for the heavy and 1 for the regular.
All right.
To do a rush job to get someone to get this repaired, put it together, and have a lot of time. You're gonna have to get some extra materials. You might actually have to replace the armor altogether, right? And just puh. So it's gonna cost you a little bit to get that done.
Do you want the black armor or do you want the bronze ticking armor? One's 1 gold, and another one's 2 gold.
I'll take the 2 gold. I'm not going to be ticking.
It's just a self-defense mechanism.
It's just
Yeah.
so people will think you're about to explode when you say, I've got a bomb.
And then when you do explode, you're like, well,
I didn't say I had a bomb. Why did I still explode?
Yeah,
Distraction. No one
I'm
paid
spending a
attention
sticky
to
coin
me
and
at all.
I'm relieving the armor.
Just because I told you to tell everybody you had a bomb doesn't mean there wasn't actually a bomb in there in the first place.
What's that ticking noise? Hey everybody, I found the ticking!
It's a pipe bomb.
Yay!
You guys. All right, so why is that not locked? That's weird. Okay, there we go. So you're doing that kind of now. Same thing if you want to make any type of heal clock rolls or vice purveyance or anything like that. If you feel good,
no.
we'll move
I only
on.
have 3 stress and I don't have any harm, so I resisted all that crap.
Yep. It's like you mechanically trade one thing for another in this game, right? It's just a back and forth trying to balance it and keep yourself going as long as possible. Worst case, trauma out. Usually.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Unless you're
No
already
problem.
traumatized.
No problem at
It's like
all.
there's even for that, there's a limit. You're like, "Damn, I can take up to 2 before I start getting worried." Then that third one, I'm like, okay, I gotta start thinking about retirement apparently. 4,
I
I'm out.
almost didn't get a second one, but fighting all these horrible big nasties that Luke keeps throwing at us kind of tends to give me traumas.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about traumas. I've only got 4 out of 5 now.
I think I've gotten a trauma for each big baddie that we've killed.
What? What's a trauma?
Yeah,
Yeah, you just straight up die.
right.
Yeah,
See?
I died. Reset
Different
my
pathways,
thing.
see? It's just different balancing acts.
He just finds another way around it. I don't do traumas, I do life.
Like, who needs a body anymore?
Yeah.
It's just I can just
They're so last
the
century.
hole's about to be destroyed, and he just pops this bottle, just goes.
Whee!
Yeah.
So yes, I think everybody sounds like they're set.
I did nothing except for that critical end of game roll, so TikTok's good to go.
At some point, you'll all be in the lair when what happens will happen. But if there's any outings you wish to do, and it's still dangerous to move about the city. However, actually, I know you're at war, but I feel as though not only to save time, but also I think narratively, and we've kind of done this before, but like I think everybody is so busy with everything happening, like the city is just at its peak of craziness that it's just chaos almost everywhere, right? Law and order is barely holding on for what passes for law and order in the city. The blue coats have upgraded well. Like the black coats, or the black hussars, and the blue coats have both been increasing their numbers, their weaponry, because both are like butting heads against each other, and both have been trying to increase. But the blue coats have had a hindrance in that they are also trying to do the job of taking the rebellion down. However, to offset that hindrance, they've also received help from the Lord Governor and the Imperial military. So it's kind of all balanced out. But the Black Hussars, as we saw last time with that little thing they had, Zamira actually shot out Borgen's eye. These are 2 NPCs. Borgen was actually Jodo's secondary character, but he was an NPC first. And so, tit for tat, Zamira's like, you know what? What she thinks, the malfunctioning goods that you guys did to us, at least she thinks, I'm going to use one of those pieces and I'm going to take out your eye. You son of a bitch. And she did. Now both these captains have cool eye patches. And one is very much connected to the Alexander character and one is very much connected to the Gregory character. And it's perfect, balanced drama that is going to come to a head. Season 5, maybe. Also,
I mean,
speaking
their
of...
eyes are in their heads, so I mean, you kind of beat yourself on that one already.
Not anymore. They're kind of laying on the ground. So there's a part of them.
I think season 5, if not before, is going to see, depending on what we do and what direction we go, is going to see a big change, I think, in this game, at least as far as the characters that we are our predominant characters. I feel as though a lot of these characters are getting close to retirement or death. They're pushing the trauma. They're pushing the retirement. I think we're going to have to, like, I want to keep the game if we, come back and do it. Obviously, we're going to do that. But, like, I think that's going to be one of those, we've watched Arrow on the CW for 3 seasons do it this way. Now it's got to be that dramatic CW change where he's now the mayor instead of just Arrow, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Last season,
You know?
The
Everybody
arrow.
die.
Last season, the Purgers were just another assassination guild. Now they're the preeminent keepers of the peace.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was never happened.
Something's gonna
Well-
happen. I think some characters are gonna leave. Maybe not all. And I think some other ones are gonna come in. And overlay and everything. I think it's gonna be a big
I
change.
got at least one that's got to retire.
I don't know what's going to happen to Alexander Adam right now.
I can go all sorts of ways. Could either blow up.
I'm going to put you in a
Stay.
spring and throw you in the river.
No.
No. When TikTok finally needs, because he's going to be replacing himself with mechanical parts. When he finally needs that mechanical heart, he's going to put you in that heart, so you'll be in his heart with him forever.
I'll just stop working, take him out.
Stop working.
It's the only cog that doesn't work right because Alexander is such a pain in the ass.
You.
If you're gonna be such a pain in the ass, I'm gonna move you from my heart to my ass. Oh gosh, how do we get here?
But
Replacement hip.
on the talks of having stuff to do outside of the lair,
Yes,
Alexander does have a couple of things he'd like to sort out.
I hear you.
All I have is stuff that needs to be downtime actions, and so it's not time for that yet. We
Okay.
haven't done anything yet.
Now, if I introduce a non-traditional score, I'm gonna call it. We'll still probably do an engagement and everything, even if the score comes to you, because I would still like to dish out coin, heat, reputation, and do all the same stuff that we always do. Just to be fair and like make sure everybody gets paid in all ways. But yes, and you have like a day and a half, maybe even on the second day, something happens. But until then, you have a little bit of time to roam. So Alexander, what
Ignore that click.
What was that?
I said ignore my electroplasmic projectors that I don't actually have that I clicked.
Oh,
Premature electroplasmic
Yeah.
projection.
I don't even have those.
did you say premature electroplasmic projection?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this show is rated R, everybody. Welcome to it. Please.
R17.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
Sorry.
But
it couldn't be planned
think
better.
Alexander is gonna want to finish up looking at the looking up information about the smuggled arms.
Oh, speaking of that building war between.
I actually don't have the clock on the sheet. I think it's on one of the sheets you archived. It should be on the vampire sheet.
Probably
Oh,
the vampire.
snap. Okay, hold on 1 second. You said the vampire?
Yeah, there we go.
It's
Yeah,
back
he
in
played the ghost, but one session.
there. That's true.
It's got a waste.
I'd like to
Transfer stuff over,
share.
buddy.
Being a cool ghost was wasted on Alexander.
I'm sorry.
Now he has a couple cool bodies.
Yeah, now you're a tank.
Yeah, who wants to be a ghost when you can be a freaking tank?
Oh, here it is.
Yep.
This one's
Got it.
been building for a while, and it's pretty much there.
It's like a four-way war at that point for the black
Someone
and blue
just blew the
coats.
guy's eye out. I think it's pretty much there.
Well, that's why my vignette was last week is to kind of, to summarize.
Highlight.
Yeah, where it's going to. I try to look at
But
some. So anyway, with that in
I
mind,
think I think I'm going to roll hunt as I use my smaller body to kind of just look around for a little more things without having to go directly to the Black Hussars, because they're definitely, last time we kind of went off you're asking too many questions.
oh yeah, Lisa, you went and spoke to Lisa, and she's like, send Gregory next time, right? Isn't that what she pretty much ended with?
I think it's basically how it ended.
Like, get the hell out of my office. Borgen still has two good eyes, and he's going to be watching you all the way. Oh, flashback to when he had two eyes. Sorry, Borgen. Sorry.
Too soon.
So you're gun running for Zamira? Is that the
Yep.
clock? Okay, so we were
I
trying
will
to
just click it so everyone else here can see it.
Oh, I just did. Oh, my
Nope.
bad. Not too click happy.
There we go.
So you are using some hunting.
Hunt to gather information, location, and movements, specifically of these smuggled arms that were defective.
Okay, so hunt. Oh, you got a full hunt, don't you?
Mm-hmm. I got a full hunt, skirmish, and attune.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm sorry. You said you say it again. You're doing hunt to do what exactly?
To basically track the smuggled guns that were misfiring that had been given to the Bluecoats.
Okay. I think with the city in chaos, it's still risky, but if you're careful enough, you get the standard effect that you're looking for. So that'd be a 2-tick with an action here.
Okay.
Obviously, if you crit, it would be more, but risky standard. I would say.
And I
this is all
don't
free.
think I have anything else.
This is not actual downtime, so there actually
Yeah.
is risk.
5. So that's 2 ticks, or
Yes. Yep. And did you pay a coin?
yep.
Okay. I'm assuming. Do you want to finish this clock?
Yeah, I was just about to say I'm going to tick the other one to go for it again to try to finish it.
Okay. 1. Smear anger with Alexander. I think there's this clock I had going, and unless you want to resist it, I think it's going to fill because it has taken so long, and she just got into a war.
Yep, I am going to definitely resist that.
You don't. We don't want Zamir to be angry with
Yeah.
Alexander. That's just the
Resolve, I guess, for mental strain or willpower, or would it be insight from deception or understanding?
either. I would say insight sounds right to me.
Okay, I'll use insight.
You had the insight to, even though it's taken a while, to make sure she got sent flowers and a box of chocolates or something to be like, hey baby, don't
You
worry.
could be prowess to
I'm
kowtow
still alive,
behind
don't
her.
worry.
Wait, what?
That's 2.
What did you say, TikTok? I'm sorry. What you said? Prowess? What?
As I laugh and saying prowess for you kowtowing with a great genuflection.
All right. So 2 stress. She's not mad. You cut her off at the pass. You can pay another coin and try to finish off this information gathering. I think you
Yep.
can do it. We'll say it's the same unless you want to up or change it around or have a devil's bargain of some sort.
No, I think I'm just gonna.
Okay. So yeah, it would be risky standard, still with a hunt roll,
5.
and that does it.
And lading.
Okay, so I'll give you all the information. I just got to think of one more consequence. I could do the same one again, but I'd like to be. That's a jump here. Too bad. That ain't happening. Luke, come on, don't be so mean to yourself. Maybe quit talking to yourself live on the air. Your friends around. Shut up. Whoa, I was doing that. All right, no, sorry. I really, it's a stall tactic to figure out how the heck do I beat you up? Okay. So this takes you a while. So you're actually going to be late to the party, so to speak, later on, which means Alexander will not be there at the beginning when the fit hits the shan.
Okay.
Unless you want to resist that and make sure you work quicker, and that would be a prowess resistance.
I think I resist it.
Okay.
And 2 more.
Ooh.
And for my last action of the day, Alexander is going to get rid of some drain by spending a coin and hooking up to the electro grid to kind of fix himself a little bit.
So you're going to be in the HQ powering back up?
Yep, I'm just going to be up in TikTok's office, just plugged in.
What does he have you plugged into? Is there anything specific? Any type of machinery or anything
It's
cool?
just a big weird generator that has it literally has like a stylized version of his original face on it, saying, the face is it's just a picture, that little stylized picture of his face, comma or apostrophe S charger. He's trying to keep it simple, so no one will use his charger.
Oh gosh. Okay. So you just cleared 5 drain immediately. That's it, huh? For hulls.
Yep.
He
Wow.
just has
And
to spend a downtime action to do it, or in this case, pick one.
but yeah, no. That's all Alexander's gonna do for now.
All right, so you go out and you start hunting around. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Let's see. Probably you're poking around. You might have to poke around in Brightstone a little bit, keep low. Your journeys might take you over to Night Market. Stop in Silk Shore. But you talk to somebody. I'm not sure who you talk to. Alexander Morrison. What kind of? You don't have any friends on this sheet, do you?
Oh, I do have my spy friend that I
Oh.
probably have somewhere.
Oh, he's probably back on your original sheet, isn't he?
Nope. I've got it on the other sheet. Valeris.
Valeris. Yes, Valeris. Your spy buddy. Yep.
Mm-hmm. We haven't seen them since season 1, actually.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Man, you're really risking a lot coming out here. The city is crazy right now. And he looks at you, stops, like, you look a little different. You look like... He's like... Because everybody walks around like lanterns attached to their belts because it's always dark. And he's like, starts to take the lamp off and hold it up to your face closer in the shadows of the alley that you're in.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's just a new haircut. Don't worry.
Do you try to really hide who you are in any
No.
way? Okay. And this is not your big hole. I'm assuming it's your medium size.
Yeah, which is lifelike, but of course that probably does have limitations.
He's like, by the gods! Oh! And he jumps back and he drops his lantern and it actually smashes and goes out. He's like, oh, what the hell?
Okay, so long story short, I died a while back,
Oh,
became a
jeez.
vampire, and then I exploded, and then I got my ghost put into this hole. Don't worry, it's completely fine, and it only loudly ticks at 3 a.m. on the third Tuesday.
I all that stuff, I don't even care. Why would you just not pass on to the afterlife and forget this shit world? Why are you here? Why are you talking to me about guns when you're a machine yourself? What's the matter?
There's a lot of things wrong with me if you hadn't noticed.
Yes, but you saved my life and you're my friend. I still gotta do the friend thing.
Yeah, no, don't worry.
You're immortal right now. Why do you care about guns?
Say it's to repay an old friend.
I guess. I don't believe you want to know things about. I don't believe you want to know things about sabotaging the Bluecoats. You hate the Bluecoats, or I thought you did. I thought we did.
Yeah, I may have smoothed over some bridges with a nice bottle of poisoned wine and then a trip to the doctor.
He's like,
Don't worry.
I don't
it's
care. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to stop getting information for you. I have information for you, and your suspicions were correct. I got a hold of a connection to the smugglers that actually work with the Hussars. Or I'm sorry, no, because the Hussars are the smugglers themselves. He goes, the gun productionist of the Hussars, and from what I was put together is their stuff is flawless. They show me the blueprints, they show me the testing and what they did. Now, obviously, you can take that however you want, but my resources are trusted. I'm like 99.9% accurate in this information when it comes to these guys. And these guys, let's say, who makes good guns in this world? I was thinking he goes, these are guns they've been running over from the Emperor, may live forever, from the mainland himself, like east across the Void Sea. Like these weapons are no joke. These are like the best of the best. And you can't make guns in the Emperor's city. May he rise above us forever. And I mean, you can't make shoddy weaponry and still be in business or even be alive. So that sabotage came when it passed into the hands of the Black Hussars, and then will pass to the Bluecoats. Because the Bluecoats obviously don't want to kill themselves, especially when they were in the middle of the battle of that thing in the middle of the city that you guys were
trying to
involved
save
in.
the city.
Exactly. So it was definitely, like I said, 99.9% accurate that, yes, it was definitely the Hussars that did it.
Well, this is going to make dinner more complicated later, but Here,
You don't even
actually,
eat dinner anymore. Literally, you don't eat dinner.
I still go out for groceries for the gang. Don't worry.
You're a better man than I, Alexander, and you're not even a man anymore. So, I don't mean that offensively.
I don't think I ever was a good man, but I did what I needed to do. But, for the extra payment, and just because this next job is getting a little rough already, here's this bottle of 65-year-old dagger wine.
Whoa, snap.
For all of the troubles I have put you through and may in the future put you through if I survive.
Oh, okay. He goes, you don't have to do that. You pay me the coin, but
We're friends, don't worry. Think of it as an early Christmas present.
I'm gonna go crawl into a hole somewhere and get so drunk.
Have fun.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. You need anything else? You come to me, of course. You need anything else?
Yep, I know.
You
I know.
live. All right. And he's just like walking away. He's like, whoa, wow. So you've impressed him. You should make some kind of note under that character that you gave him that, so we remember for later. And it's not like he's a faction where you can get a +1 with, but I feel as though, something worth noting for later. Until I kill that character. But anyways, until then.
But until then.
So Alexander went out and gathered information, charged his batteries, and eventually back at the lair. Kai got some rush armor done, right? Rush job on some new armor done, so you had that. And Gregory's disappeared yet again. Obviously, we write this into the story, but Gregory and Adorno are out taking care of business on the face end, and you guys are down in the trenches doing that work. And was there anything from TikTok before we move on further?
No, I don't think there was. I think he was done with everything that doesn't need downtime actions.
All right. So I think, does Chimes know where your HQ is?
No, Chimes would not have.
Okay.
I think I will have to say, yeah, I will have to go do something just to make that work, because it's a weekly thing. Sermons don't just happen once and that's it forever. So I think he's not actually.
Well, he doesn't.
He's going there for. Oh, he has like 3 meetings he was supposed to do. Who was it?
I was
Well,
thought
one
he
of them
was,
I can do with a letter, but I needed to see the governor.
that's actually coming. That's actually coming your way.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that one.
I was going to do yeah. So what he will have gone to his profit room, head office thing, to send out the letter to the. Let me go to the cruise sheet.
So,
it's easier to see their names on this damn.
I would like to tell you that you'll probably have to use your secret entrance that you've discovered in the outside the territory, because when you arrive on the scene.
Yeah, there's riders and such, I'm sure.
Well, there is the Imperial military is there, represented with several rich houses' personal guard, and the church is surrounded, and basically parishioners are blocked from coming in or out, and so are the people inside. And the church has been put under siege. So you're gonna be like, oh hey, that's new, and sneak in the back door.
Nothing really new to me, honestly. My house is like that. The place I've been living for the last year, we had to sneak in and out of already. It's normal.
I love how you just shrug it off. You're like, well,
huh?
Good.
That's new. Well, let's go this way then. Spirit wardens. That's who it was, right?
For what?
That's who I was supposed to send a letter to say, sorry about the extra mess that was caused by outside people.
I think you
people
warned them
inside
ahead of time.
Well, I told them that I wouldn't cause any extra death.
Oh.
And then outside of my purview, death did happen. So I was going to send them a letter saying, hey, my plan went off as expected. However, some of my friends that were not a part of my original plans decided to cause a little more ruckus than I intended. Yada, yada, yada.
I wonder if anybody died down in the docking area where Kai set off the bomb. Like in the Brightstone docks. I don't know if anyone died.
Maybe. I don't think there was a lot of people that were over there, were there?
I mean, it's the docks for the rich people and all their servants.
Sure, I might have accidentally killed a couple servants, which would make me feel bad.
I rolled a fortune roll. I didn't do it in the game, but I literally rolled 3 1s and a 3. I think there was some death there.
Yeah, I probably killed some servants. My bad.
However, I would say that Kai was probably not close enough that your crow's veil went into effect. So the death happened would trigger the supernatural bells in the bell tower, or the crematorium of the spirit wardens.
Yeah. Well, I figured they would be going off anyway because the Sparkrights, or not Sparkrights, the Blue Coats were killing people themselves, and that kind of
That's true.
goes outside of the purview of my device. Is like when we cause death, if we're stay close by for that, it doesn't, kick off. But it doesn't say anywhere. It just, if somebody shoots somebody else in the back of the head and we just happen to be in the same room, it still doesn't go off. No, it's literally us that have that function.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yes, okay. So I guess it didn't matter, but there was some grenade death, some hot grenade death action.
But yeah, he would feel pretty strongly he'd want to do that because he
Okay.
knows they're never going to be best friends because of the way he came into power, regardless of whatnot. But he wants to keep them on the amicable side.
That's true. But they did say, you bring them Adorna's head, you will be best friends. They did kind of hint at that. I'm just saying.
He never
Still there.
acknowledged or he never said yay or nay to that.
I
simply
know.
because he didn't think that situation was going to come up where it was going to be a net positive for anyone involved to bring that head.
Well, I'm just saying it's on the table.
It's always on the table.
If Kai gets a sniff of it.
It's a very shaky table made of human bones, and it might be mine if I try to take that head.
See, I made a good go at it until everybody was getting on my case and she did her little sucky grabby things.
She did. You resisted all of that to make sure that you didn't take any damage, which, hey,
Yeah.
you did well. Anyway, so yes, you get inside, and you're only getting through the letters when Chimes comes in. Probably is like, oh, I didn't even know you were here.
Oh, I came in the other way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, how did you get in? We are under siege.
I saw that. What's that all about?
We've been giving. I just had a cease and desist order by the Lord Governor himself to stop all activity until we can have a hearing, which is in 3 days with the magistrate. Which means unless we have enough coins to pay him more than the rich folks of Brightstone, which we will not, then they are going to, force us to evacuate and give the church back to the flesh, the ecstasy of the flesh, the church of the ecstasy, whatever. So we are kind of under siege here, and you can see the military, the blue coats, and several personal house mercenary groups are outside, keeping us in. Now I know there are ways to get out, but this is no way to run a church. To run our business or our church or whatever it is. That doesn't sound right. She's like, this is no way to run our new thing. Our new worship.
No, indeed, it's not. Hold on, I gotta be right back, kid.
Oh, yeah. No, you're fine. But TikTok, where are you going, TikTok? I was talking. He's so flaky sometimes. Those unruly practitioners
he got
in
his
there.
parishioners in the back.
And their mangy mutt. All right. Now, but we can jump. So Alexander is charging up.
While I'm charging up, I'd like to send out a letter to Zamira with I have the information. Give me a couple hours, and we can go meet over. And I just choose a location that would be best for her, Brightstone or something, on the outskirts of it.
Brightstone, okay, outskirts of Brightstone, and you want to do this before you guys, and you're also in the process of trying to, make sure you got to find a way, and it ain't gonna be easy, but to clear the docks area over here, enough probably to go out the west channel, like over this way maybe, because if you go like the North Hook channel, that's on the.
We're on the world map still.
Oh, you are? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought I moved you, everybody.
I really see that channel.
There we go.
Yay.
I think this over here is too tough to get out of. You probably, you can still try, but there you also have the west channel or you could take the channel south through the city and try to go out that way. But that gets, and there is room, but
Maybe try to head out through the Barrel Clutch channel.
which
Maybe
one?
that might be tight. The one for Barrel Clutch.
Oh yes, so go south and then back west again. 68 feet, no problem, huh?
Yep, just 68 feet out.
Nice. So you guys are still planning to get in the trenches and figure out how you can blow up a boat or sink it so you can take your boats through or whatever you're going to do. And this could still be the score. This might be our ending score for the season, right? If we get to it. Depends on how this goes. And send a letter to Samira. You want to meet her before all this happens, right? To give her the information in person.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, so, yeah, you can easily get the letter out. I mean, the place where you are now is what? The Sisters, what are they called? They are like a messenger guild on the surface, or run it on the surface as like a front.
Yep.
In the old Red Sash arts, Eruvian art school here. The Eruvian art school, which was actually a front for the Red Sash's gang, because they took a lot of minor noble kids and trained them up in sword arts and then used them for thuggery. But Eruvia pretty much got wiped out. And there's actually been rumors circulating about Eruvia is thinking about defecting from the Union. Much like Scotland tried to with the Unity War, and then they got brought under tow, which started all that, that whole thing with the Scavs. But now there's rumors because of the disrespect that was shown to the Eruvians and the wiping out of a lot of their people, including like their consulate and everything, and all kinds of their people, that there's rumors that they are really upset and they might rebel against the Immortal Emperor. May his light shine upon us forever. So there's that stuff going on. So anyways, you get that letter sent out, and then we'll flash back to TikTok here, where Chimes is like, yeah, I don't know what to do. However, we need a lot of coin or another way. And then Sarah comes in, which you didn't. I don't know if you expect to be her or not. She's not really jumped all on board, but she's there, I think.
Yeah. Well, what I've wrote up for her,
go ahead,
as a side, is that she is, her vice purveyor is Faith, but she silent attends Ratvar sermons because she just never participates, but she's there. Kind of like the idea there is she's cold now because of her trauma, because her senses were a little muted because of all that mess that happened, because she was dulled down and basically overridden. And that's why she's got a functioning vice or ability put on her sheet. So when she indulges in that vice, she can adjust the dice outcome so it can be muted a little bit more. She can get more out of it than normal folks would, simply because of that past piece there. So like you'd always mentioned too, in previous scenes when he was doing stuff, she'd be somewhere nearby, but she wouldn't be part of the crowd.
Okay.
And so that's why I kind of folded that into the idea, like she is there and she believes, but at the same time, it's like, well, is it just another chord that I believe in now, or?
Okay. Well, that makes sense. That's good. That's good. Okay. Sarah is there, and you Chimes is asking you what to do, and you're thinking for a second, and then Sarah comes in. She's like, "There's a hooded, cloaked figure in the conference room. I don't know how he or she got there. I just happened to come across, and I remember him asking me to come get you two. Well, I don't remember them talking to him actually, but it's creepy."
It's no matter. These kind of things happen from time to time in these situations. Yeah, I have no idea how many times people just show up mysteriously in the middle of the room in my work. Let's go see this mysterious person who has mysteriously made you forget them. And he'll go.
So the three of you come in, and there is like Emperor Palpatine, like thick, like dark, deep hood style, right? You can maybe see the chin, and they're standing
just enough to know that they would be talking if their face was moving, but enough to be like, you have red lips. No, it'd be like, you have a chin.
Yeah. I like the red lips.
Humanoid.
I like the idea of a very bluish white skin, like a very pale white skin with just a little tinge of blue to it, but very. I like that very red lips. Like it's very stark. And they're standing at the other end of this long conference table, not in the chair, but they're behind it. And now, not to you guys, but to the audience, we would recognize this hooded figure as the person that always stands at the right hand of the Lord Governor. And we've seen in other scenes before.
But TikTok himself has never even been in the presence of the governor before, so he wouldn't even know this.
Yep. But
He's just now starting to dip a toe in that level of powers.
Yeah, it's up there, and you can just see the lips looking at you and speaking to you, but the lips aren't really moving. Maybe they are, maybe they're not.
Entombment field going crazy.
It is. And it's just like, the Lord Governor has been disturbed. He does not like to be disturbed with petty issues, but when the citizens of, when he goes with the citizenry, when the upper class begins to pick upon his patients with their petty problems of their own, it starts to annoy him. So I've come to speak. I have ordered he's like, the Lord Governor has ordered the cease and desist upon you, and this church will be stripped from you and returned to the ecstasy of the flesh. The Lord Governor does not really care who runs this building, to be frank. To be clear to you, he wouldn't mind if you actually... He wouldn't actually mind if you stayed, and he's actually impressed with what you've done. But it's going to cost you. If you want to skip the magistrate, the court fees, and all the hubbub, and go on as you were, we're going to have to come to an accord here.
Of course, that's the normal course of business in matters such as this. We must work together to make the world a better place for ourselves and those who are slightly below us.
Yes. I'm glad to see you understand how things work, Lord Cook.
James is fine.
James. He goes, these rich people donate a lot of money to the church, and some of that goes into the Lord Governor's pocket. Well, that's
how it should be for rent, of course.
It's come a little slack. And the thing is, these rich folk, as long as they have a hobby, well, even if they have to learn a new hobby, they will eventually fall in line. They are but sheep. They are just rich sheep.
Well, everyone likes to be entertained, and entertainment's not cheap.
If you could show them over time and give them something to work for, to earn, or to do through your place here, your business, your worship, whatever it is you call it, however you use it, I don't care. He goes, that would be fine. But for now, the Lord Governor needs his coin. Things are changing, and, well, you look at the city.
I had no intentions of changing any of the prior arrangements by the purveyors of this establishment. It is simply the leadership of this group that had broken the rules of engagement for common... What's the word I'm looking for?
Common warfare? Art of war?
Gentlemanly arguments.
There you go.
They decided to involve people of higher status and lower status that were not part of the game, and they had to be punished. I have spoken with is it Spirit Wardens? The clock-like dudes?
Spark Rights? Spirit Wardens?
Not Spark Rights. I think it's the Spirit Wardens. I'm going to go with that word because I said it already.
Like Exeter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are the Spirit Wardens? All right.
Spirit Wardens. I had spoken with the Spirit Wardens who were allies of the church and let them know this operation was going to happen. And I wanted to ensure them that I would cause no unnecessary struggle for the surrounding areas because their job would be hindered temporarily by anything that happened. Unfortunately, the outside stuff happened that was outside of my control as I focused on taking care of gentlemanly affairs in the meantime. I have since and he holds up the actual finished letter that hasn't been sent. I'm informing them of what's happened and making the appropriate apologies as gentlemen would do. I just have not had time between my day job and my new work here to get to meet, or at least send a delegation to the Lord Governor, and for that I do apologize. What do we have to do in the meantime to continue working together?
I will come back to that. I have a question, though, something you said before. You said you only replaced the leadership and the church would continue the same, but I've heard rumors that you worship a forgotten god, and the ecstasy of the flesh do not worship gods but demons. It would seem that, though, your doctrine is vastly different.
Well, the aim is different, but the in between is not. One side just, well, honestly, worshiping your left pinky toe really does not get you anything. But Radvar has actually designed in his work to build. Right now, the city has a place called the Lost District because it was, in fact, lost. We could replace that at some point with some of my inventions and some of the stuff Radvar has blessed me with. And he pulls out like a half-finished drawing from. Like, he's really careful. He's like real slow. But he's like, this is a half-finished design that he's inspired me to build that is 75% as effective as the electroplasmic systems on a building scale, not as effective on citywide scale. That would require things as big as possibly the siphon, and it runs on a type of energy that is massively abundant in our world, spirit. It doesn't consume them, it simply gives them a new task. Instead of haunting and causing mayhem, they power the device for eternity. They're not suffering, we're not suffering, everybody wins. But I have to get there, and I keep getting distractions at my other work from silliness in the city, such as the riots.
The cloaked hood just sits there and looks at you for a minute, like, and then it's like, your ideas are interesting. We will speak of those another day. To come back to your question of what we need to do, or what you need to do for us. The Lord Governor has demanded 10 coin as a tithe to his coffers, and the willingness for the purgers, who you are connected with, to work for him. Either he would be your patronage, or at least a job to see how the relationship would work. But he wants to put the city back in order, and things like what you're saying, the Lost District coming back to become part of the city, are things that would greatly interest him. Non-violent, non-assassination things, as well as things the purgers could do, because the city does need a cleansing. Chimes is like, she leans over to you, she's like, I think we got about 4 or 5 coin in the coffers to spare.
1, 2.
Oh no, are you pulling? TikTok's reaching deep in his pockets. Isn't he?
Trying to count, my brain's not working.
All right, let me roll. Let me do. Let's see. What's the church? Where's my 4 chans? Let's see. I know for sure they got 3 coin to spare. Let's say the church is a tier 3 for the moment. And let's see how many more coin we get. Oof. They got 4 coin to spare. Hey, Ebba.
Oh, that's perfect then. So 1,
What's TikTok up to?
2, 3,
Oh my gosh. Now you do have
4,
crew. Well, maybe that's
5, 6. Right there. Okay.
wow.
He
Drains it.
he's yep. He says in my office. Lady Chimes, if you would, in my office, there is a small infinity cog. Push it twice and then turn it upside down, and bring this gentleman the piece of paper within. It will be the remainder of the money that you need. I cannot guarantee at this time the Purger's complete loyalty, as I am not their leader. I am just an employee. However, we are in need of a patron, as our last one kind of what is the word? What is the word? And he's like, I apologize. I don't want to say chickened out, but it seems that they have lost their nerve at the amount of mayhem we can cause in a short order when we put our minds to it.
He goes, yes, those are indeed skills that are to be respected.
We didn't set out to make quite such a splash, but whenever you have a forgotten god kind of powering you a little bit back there, there's small doesn't always get to be your choice. Fluffy kitty.
Sorry. This little forgotten guy just trying to take me down. He's like, indeed. So you're able to pay him the 10 coin.
Yep.
A couple banknotes. That's a lot of coin, man. It's a lot of scratch. A lot of shin right there.
Yep.
He goes, all right, we are in accord. The forces outside will be removed. The court date or the magistrate will be canceled. The citizenry will have an explanation given to them, but it will be up to you to smooth it over after that.
Of
But the
course, it's only right.
Yes, the Lord Governor thanks you, and he will withdraw the forces, and you'll go about it. And we will speak again soon in the next couple weeks once the riots calm down.
Of course, I will be at his beck and call.
We will
I
send...
am a member of his city, and as such, I will respect his authority as appropriate.
He's glad to hear that. He goes, we will contact the purgers through the church here, if it is all the same to you.
That'd be perfect. I am working on a way to communicate from distance so I don't have to make the trek, as I do intend to retire and become a fixture here instead in the future.
Very well. And he just... And I think... Unless there's any kind of resistance, I think a couple moments go by and, like, you and Chimes and Sarah kind of... Like, oh, what? And you're looking at the same direction and there's no one there. Sign to be... You feel like it was... And Chimes looks at you because it's you two. You and Chimes look at each other and you feel like there was a little bit of a weird lapse in time, like a change in time. Like that was played with, which is not even something you guys can do.
Yep.
And you're just like, was that? She looks at you like, that's an unusual.
That's not a fun sensation, is it? That's the second time that's happened to me, and this time it happened here, not someplace else. So let's just, you know what? You just go do your work, and I will finish my letters. I will research this later.
And Sarah's like, well, what happened? You know, like,
Don't worry about it, my dear.
that was some good story. Now, how the heck do we get her to your lair?
Maybe he wants to relay all that going on and a possible extra patron, but he can't leave at the moment with a mess going on.
Yeah.
Send a little messenger.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm
If-
good with that. Or he does come back. He's like, I really want this letter sent,
Oh yeah, that.
but I don't want to send it from here, and we send that from on the way back home. So
That's right. TikTok's gonna obviously come back because you're gonna be here too. So Sarah's like, I need to get out of here. Do you mind if I?
take a break from this place.
Yeah, I don't want to. You know, she doesn't want to overindulge. She's had enough of being there for a bit. She's like, you mind if I tag along?
Of course, my dear. It's perfectly fine. Trust me, as the leader of all of this, it can be a little overwhelming at times. Got to stretch your legs, even with all the nonsense going on. Come, I'll show you an easier way out of the building.
Okay.
Only for you, because you're my friend. And incidentally, don't use it if you know I might have company, because then it'll look like it's a secret lover thing, and that's just weird. Because it comes right into my private office. He goes and opens the secret passage. I thought about that as like, is this lady just going to show up in your office, like through a secret passage? That's going to look a little weird. If you're sitting having a meeting.
So you're gonna show her the secret way in and out of the church, and then also a way in and out of your headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
Gregor's gonna be like, sure, let's just keep letting people come in anytime they want. It's not a secret headquarters for, any particular reason or anything. Except that anyone hates us.
Tell her where
Exactly
it
the
was.
reaction that's going to happen.
I didn't tell her where it was. I just showed her the secret way into it.
Let's look
I haven't-
at Let's look at starting a score. Wait, anybody else have anything? Okay.
Nope, don't think so.
No.
That was all the stuff on my list that doesn't want to do for downtime instead.
The last thing I need to do is actually related to the score we'll be doing.
All right. So let me ask Alexander, what do you think? What does he think when he finds out that the Black Hussars were they were dealing and making good money, dealing to the Bluecoats, and then suddenly for whatever reason, that's something you didn't get an explanation on. They sabotaged their own product to hurt the Bluecoats in a moment of crisis that the whole city was feeling pressure from. And they were working with the Black Hussars at that moment, too, when that happened.
Alexander is going to, over the course of his charging period and writing the letter and sending it, he's going to piece together the pieces of the Bluecoats and the Black Hussars were working together to protect the city. Black Hussars were giving the Bluecoats everything they needed from ammo and guns. 1 second. The Black Hussars, or the Bluecoats, started having problems with their guns exploding randomly. If it was a made-to-fail invention, then those guns would have failed on the first or second shot, not possibly later on. So he is going to deduce with his massive 200 IQ brain that has taken him several months to actually get all this information, that the Black Hussars, while also trying to roll out these new black coats, are trying to replace them, and it wasn't the guns that were faulty, it was the ammo.
The ammo, it wasn't the guns, it was the ammo.
I actually forgot which one it was, so I'll be honest, that was partially both me and Alexander going, well, if the guns were working, why were they exploding?
Nope, that's good.
Well, they were working half the time, so.
Yeah.
They worked up right
Until they exploded, they worked great. And then they worked really great.
Yeah.
Just back at the user, but they still worked.
They killed someone, that's all.
Apparently the Bluecoats just don't know how to fire guns.
Let's see. Okay. All right. So you figured it out, but how does Alexander feel about the Black Hussars?
He feels it's pretty well. It may be a case of business to replace them.
Business is business.
He still feels that in the time of crisis that the place was having, they could have done this anywhere else.
Sure. Fair.
This is like, even Alexander has a standard. He didn't start like murdering random people during any like the really important stuff to save the city.
Yep.
He only did that when he lost his mind and went Shark Boy.
Yeah. And
Standards.
Standards.
I only kill people when it's an accident.
Yeah.
Or like the carriage ride. That's what like blowing up and stuff.
Oh god.
We don't pick at you because we love you.
I know.
No, but I understand both. I understand what everybody's saying here. You are still shitty.
Yeah, no. I think Alexander very much thinks that it was very poorly tasted movement.
It was pretty low at a really bad time, but.
Yep. Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah. He hopes that Gregory wasn't involved deep in this because he doesn't know where in the steps things were going wrong. But
I think step one was we did it. I think that past that, everything else was okay. It was just us taking that mission on.
Well, he's not going to like to find out that it was Gregory's idea.
Yep. Don't know it yet.
Well, actually, it was Adorna's idea. So chop her head off and make everybody happy. I mean, what?
Yeah, that's.
I have some things to say to you about her. I tell you what.
That hand of
I'm gonna wait
Kotar
for her to do it in character. I'm gonna tell you, I guess she's got a piece of her mind to give you.
I'm sure she does. I'd like it too, with her head up.
Yeah, no, that's basically his stance on it. Is you could have done a similar thing anywhere else, shown up and saved the day from random crimes you set up. But during the literal, if this goes bad, the entire city is dead, maybe you have your priorities slightly wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep.
My priorities are straight. That's good.
They are so straight they tick.
That's right. I'm sorry, what?
I have no idea where that one's going.
Honestly, I think TikTok is the straightest arrow of the group.
Yeah, no, he probably is.
I'm the chillest one, at least.
Let's see.
Alexander has chill, and then, oh my god, my throat's being torn out. And then Kai is just, ooh, that's a shiny
Stab.
sword in your abdomen.
Let me stab
Let's
you.
pull it out.
What happens when I stab you?
I'm a helper. See? I help. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes
That
it
armor
takes
looks
turns
good.
out.
Let me see what happens when I stab you.
Oh man,
I'm
you started
testing for
dying? Oh well.
imperfections, people. I'm helping. I'm a helper.
An enabler of stabbing.
Yes.
My, I see you haven't been stabbed today.
It looks like
Like
you
your
haven't
daily
received
quota.
your it looks like you haven't received your daily dose of 28 stabbings to the front.
You know it's the 15th of March, and what happens on that day? My favorite holiday, the Ides of March.
Jeez.
Gosh, the Reduced Shakespeare Company. I love that stage show where they do all Shakespeare's plays in a 2-act show, and it's a comedy. It's super funny. And it was like, "Beware the Ides of March." It's like, "Ides of March, that's the day." He just
What?
oh gosh, I haven't watched that in years. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. What was I looking up? Oh,
Things going down.
I'm actually doing like a reverse order score right now, but I'm going to say for the purposes of this, Nick, you guys can have full load. I would just mark full load because you're in your layer.
Just walk around, calm.
Don't you just carry everything on your person?
No,
All
I
the
have a
time.
room for that.
Like Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder.
Yeah, no, it's Dungeons and Dragons, and everyone's a barbarian.
Just dragging this cart behind us. Hey, guys!
Well,
I've come to destroy the local economy.
I don't
Plus
want to
one.
get on the
Oh,
cart.
it's definitely crave bloodshed here. Yes, it's okay.
Bloodshed, yes.
Yeah. See, this is what happens when Lucas looks stuff up. We go off.
Well, I'm doing this unconventionally, so I ask you guys to be patient with me here.
We're being patient. We're just talking about load bearing and stabbing. And
Load-bearing stabbing.
load bearing stabbing.
That's how you drop objects on other people's heads. You put a load-bearing object in the air, and then you stab it.
Ooh.
Take a
That's
look
how
at
you get a teamwork thing with Kai to work.
Hidden
You have to
chords
involve
here.
stabbing.
Hey, now I teamwork just fine.
I need you to stealth over here and stab that bell so it doesn't ring. Can you do that for me?
How about I just stab the bell ringer? You know.
You are the bell ringer. Dun dun dun.
I don't always have to stab things.
Someone want to
Fun hobby.
roll? Let's see. I'm just rousing interference.
Let me have my hobbies.
What was that?
Why don't you roll a fortune roll for the defenses of your lair? That'd be
All right.
tier 3.
Tier 3.
Your crew's tiers 3, right? Yep. Okay.
We do have both ticks of secure. Does that add?
Yes. Well, second upgrade improves the defense to include arcane measurement. You might roll your crew's tier if these measures are ever put to the test to see how well they thwart an intruder. So I'm going to use that back against their engagement roll,
All right.
depending on how high you get. Because right now, I'm looking at a 4 dice engagement roll.
All right.
5 minus 1. So 4.
Also, we're on our turf, so they have a negative, don't they?
Well, it is your.
Wait, are people going to try to come get that lady? Because they can have her.
I mean, we need to. I don't even know.
TikTok would be the opinion they can have her, but they've now stepped into what is effectively my backup layer because I'm building a new one. And that's unfortunate for them because I have a tiger.
This is true.
And I have this asshole. Kung, kung, kung.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm there too.
Hey, that's me.
Clink, clink, clink. Don't call me that. And how are you running me when I'm not in it?
It's like, hey everybody, I have a tiger.
I got
I don't think any of our other stuff would add to our fortune roll.
I took an extra one into effect, but let's just see.
So I'll just roll fortune roll for us then.
Yep.
So tier 3 and a 6.
Oh, you nasty.
And here we go, expending all of our sixes again.
Okay, to be fair, we may have just foiled their attempt to sneak into our base.
No, granted, there's a lot of base compared to before to sneak into.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Also, I just noticed something. Now that someone knows where the base is, if we don't kill all of them, we have to move bases again.
Oh, dirty.
Wow.
So we're tied.
No,
Nope.
I used your roll. So they had 5 dice
Mhm.
minus 2 from your hostile turf and also another thing, and then you rolled 3 dice worth. So it took it back down to a single die roll.
Oh,
They had.
okay.
So I gave them 1 die to roll.
They came in as a good result. They're controlled. These dirty
They
dogs.
are very adamant about getting in here.
They were
Well-
not very good at a lot of things, but apparently really good at finding us.
Well, to be fair, it is dust, so I mean, it's the only thing he was ever good at was sneaking.
I don't even know this guy.
Don't worry,
You're about to-
you won't
you're
have
about
to
to
know him
stab
for
him.
long.
You don't have to
Oh.
know. Just stab him. Got it.
No, you don't have to worry about stabbing him. You get to stab everyone else. Alexander is stabbing Dust Hartley
So
with the whole claw.
TikTok has returned with Sarah, who's never been in your lair before, and you guys remember her as Rainbow Bright at one point. Is her hair still colorful? No,
Her
it wasn't
eyes.
her hair. It was her eyes, wasn't it?
Yeah, she doesn't have the tradition. I put a picture up in the Discord, not the Discord, the crew sheet for her, but I was thinking that it was probably more of her entire eye, not just the,
The iris.
not just the iris itself, but the whole eye is all rainbow colored out.
Still? Like a
subtle for a distance, but it's very noticeable up close.
Gotcha. I like that.
I think Alexander, upon seeing her, immediately shuts the door and goes, "Why is she here?"
You guys go with that. I'm going to be right back while you guys pre-play that up and kind of narrate where you are and what's going on when something happens.
Yeah, TikTok just kind of chuckles. It's like, she needed to get out of my other place for a minute to get away from, he kind of chuckles, those crazies. And I thought maybe if I retire, she might want to work with you guys.
No offense, and I don't mean this badly, but the last time we met, that I remember, you attempted to kill me with rainbow eyes.
Oh, that was her?
I
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, the cord thing. That's
Yeah,
what Chimes was
don't you
talking about
remember?
that. Well, I wasn't there, dude.
No, you and me were sitting next to one of the buildings.
No,
when
that was Chimes, man.
Oh,
Yeah, I was out.
there's too many people.
It's okay. Memories get messed up when you transfer over to the hall. That's fine. But anyway, yeah, like she's bored and she's cool. She's cool because, well, she's one of mine. So you hear oof as he gets jabbed in the, I'm not one of yours. I'm not like a girlfriend or something, you weirdo. See, she thinks I'm weird too. So it's cool.
No offense. Is there any chance you are going to be shooting rainbow lasers at me?
Why are you glaring at me? It's an honest question. I don't think so, because she's glaring pretty hard at me now.
Are you going to be shooting rainbow lasers at TikTok?
I think if she could, she would already be doing it. I don't think she can do that anymore. I think that was the court.
And it's at this point the shutter door into TikTok's laboratory slowly opens, and Alexander's tiny hole, the large hole is seen peeking under it.
It's like, I'm scared.
I'm just
He's like pushing the robot face back. Seriously, you're more scaredy cat now that you're the biggest thing in the freaking base. The only thing meaner than you is Holy Diver, and he's asleep. He doesn't even care. He's
Yeah,
over
no.
there asleep.
I'm fine with Holy Diver because Holy Diver's a giant cat and they sleep most of the time.
Not normally. I have to feed him a lot.
Well, yeah, luckily I opened the wholesale thing.
Yeah, that's not going so good, is it?
Business actually isn't going too bad. We're making extra money on the side, but the lockdown is not helping.
I mean, have you taken the walk out there recently? It's not going so good.
Oh yeah, no, I know that everything's getting barricaded up and people aren't letting ships go in and out.
We just had the church literally cordoned off by the governor because we pissed off the locals. I had to pay him off.
That might have been my fault.
And we might need to consider him our patron, which is cool.
Wait,
Hey, big boss of the city's our patron. Yay!
weren't you planning on killing him and taking over or something?
No. Well, I mean, it's a little early for that, but I mean, it's a possibility. But now it's could happen instead of just a pipe dream. But he has an underling that I can remember for a few seconds and then I forget. And yeah, anyway. Yeah,
Wait,
the
hold
governor,
on.
He skips that. He like literally
Well,
stops.
no. Go back to that one. You said that they're a person that you remember talking to, but you don't remember their face or anything they look like, right?
No, I don't remember anything. What are you talking about? I didn't talk to anybody.
Okay,
I sent a letter.
Okay. Said person. I think you just met one of my friends.
Oh no. This person was.
Did they have a cloak?
Who had a cloak?
The person.
What person?
Huh.
Seriously, everything's fine. I paid them.
Okay.
Whoever off, and yeah, I have like no retirement hardly left, but it's cool. I got work to do.
I mean, you're like what, 23?
And he points to his chest. It's like, I have things that are going to make my life a lot shorter.
Mortality sucks.
Yeah, your situation's a little more unique than mine. I don't need to leave this mortal coil system quite so early, because if I do, I kind of mentally implode and turn into Ratvar's fingernail or something.
Oh, jeez.
It's got to not be comfortable.
Well, I mean, I'll be like, that's the best way. Remember that cord tentacle thing coming up out of the ground?
Yeah, I saw it a little bit.
Yeah, think of like what Chimes did, what they did to my friend here, what Rainbow here did, but with Radvar, who's not so mean, walking around. That's probably what's going to happen to me if I don't retire soon.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. No offense.
I mean, he's all about building stuff and making things and not breaking things. I mean, it's a...
Yeah, no
and
offense.
anyway, is that light supposed to be blinking?
Wait, what light?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. I did not build this place, so I don't know what all the lights are.
So, perfect. I think.
Set that up for you.
Yep. Set and spike. Kai.
Yeah.
It's you're talking to Salia. There's a lengthy conversation happening in the next room over, and you can see Sarah watching TikTok and Alexander talk, and she's kind of like, and then the silver sword, dagger. It's like a short sword about. Still has maybe some blood on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't clean it. It's a nice mark on it.
And you, it's slight at first, but you feel it starting to pulse. Wow. Wow. Wow.
I thought that was like having a couple cord touch people in here, but okay, this is different.
Wow. 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 Whoa, 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 whoa.
Sonar contact.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
And it starts to pulse quicker and quicker and quicker.
Okay, well, I saw that it was bad for Adorna. I'm assuming there's something bad coming. So I'm just going to actually open my door and say, there's something bad coming.
Oh God! Is it the? Alexander's gonna fully open the shutter and step out.
Now, I think it would be fair to give you, Kai, a roll. I think you can make an attunement if you want.
Oh man, Kai opening up with an attunement roll? This world has come to.
Yeah, I know. Well, I have the freaking cord in me. All that other crap.
Now you don't.
Why not?
You don't have to. I'm gonna say for the moment though, it's controlled standard. If you want to make the roll,
Sure.
I'm not forcing your hand. I just feel like here's some information you can get, or Salia, since she's in the room, if you think that would be better.
Oh, I'll do it. I might as well.
For Kai.
Yeah.
Okay. Controlled standard for an attune check. I feel is the. Well, I mean, you don't have to be tuned if you could think of something else. That would make more sense. But that light blinks, and then all the lights start to blink, and you can hear the silent. Well, silent. You can hear the silent alarm. That's dumb. The arcane.
It's so silent.
The arcane implements of Tic Tac's defense systems. The ones
Well,
that
they're not
ward
mine.
against.
I'm just saying that they were there, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. What? Oh, womp womp.
Yeah.
This is definitely a warning of some sort, you think, or something's going to happen with the weapon, or it's warning you about
It's
something.
gonna blow.
But you don't really know at this point.
Throws it down the hall towards TikTok's room. It's gonna explode.
No, I'm in here.
I'm trying to think of
Yeah, it's like, Yeah, I'm still not really attuned with all the attuning.
Okay,
Not
so,
tuned in.
so
No.
Sally is, I think Sally, I mean, you control her, but I think for the moment I can safely say, you're just like, whoa, 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 and then, and the sword explodes.
Oh.
And so do you.
No, well, there goes Kai.
Yep.
Sally's like,
Kai.
Kai, you might want to throw that away.
Level 18 harm.
Right.
Good luck.
So it will. I feel as though it's a level 4 harm as your soul is ripped from your body. As this thing just goes. And this whole this spherical essence, as Alexander stepped in, just blasts apart. Salia gets thrown backwards against the wall, but Kai's body, who was holding onto this thing, gets pushed too, and his body just flops against the wall and hits, and your soul gets blasted into the ghost field the other direction. Now, you can still resist that. That's an all or nothing resistance.
Yeah, I'm going to try to do that. Resolve, I'm assuming.
Yep. That's a good one.
Don't die.
Oof. That takes a little bit. That takes 3 stress to resist. It's just like you feel your essence ripping apart from your physical being, and you're like, no, not time to go yet. It's not time to go to the way of the Alexander just quite yet.
Wow.
I don't think TikTok has enough cash on him to build another hall today.
I
It's
just
only
gave it all.
only been a day.
Ouch.
literally gave most of it to the Lord Governor. And you hit the wall and flop down, and you're just like, you bang the back of your head. Like, Alexander, you get pushed back a little bit, and all the arcane defenses, like, they hold, and, like, they go off, and then they burst apart. And where the sword exploded in, like, this kind of bubble, like, I'm trying to think, like, just this half spherical shield bubble, like in Halo when you throw something down. It's like that. And suddenly it's a doorway, and Ministry of Preservation men are flooding in, swords drawn, and they are just coming in blades are going. So you're crumpled down. Saleh got blown back. Alexander got blown back out of the room, like you know, just like on his feet, he's like slid back. Yep. And TikTok is just like seeing what's going on, and Sarah's out there like, what the? And everybody felt attunement, like that pulse, and then the physical push, and suddenly there's a doorway, a gateway, a spherical gateway that they just are kind of flooding out of into your lair. Now, don't forget you guys have gangs too. Matter of fact, you have two under your roof, depending on how they're doing. But I just want to make sure to bring that up to you. I think you have. You have also have a couple cohorts, I guess, as well, don't you?
Mm-hmm. I even have one.
Yeah.
It's called Holy Diver.
And I was about to call in the our thugs, the Steel Bloods.
And then you have the Diamond Sisters. That doesn't actually have their name on there, so there's so many cohorts on there. I can't tell. Is that the one that's above the Diamond Sisters?
Yeah.
The Steel Bloods.
There you go.
There they are. Steel Bloods, Diamond Sisters, and then you got the Tiger in there somewhere, right?
Yep.
Bottom. It's the bottom of the list.
All right. So these guys, these military, these MOP guys come in, and they got these gray long cloaks on. They got this like nice breastplate armor, and got pauldrons, and they got the arm down. All the arms, their legs are a little bit more free for movement, and they all have these like kind of curved blades, saberish blades. They're just like flashing through the air, and are on you guys to attack you. They're at least like, and the first two in the room are Salia and Kai, and they're just like swords come left and right, stabby. What do you guys do? Surprise!
Stole your bit.
Yeah, well, I got blasted against a wall.
But you resisted. I'm not doing any other physical injury. You're just kind of down, you know. But you're not hindered in any way. Other than that, you're like, holy crap! I almost lost my soul.
Yeah, everything's trying to yank my soul out of me. Damn it!
I almost got ripped apart. Let's see. Where's the Ministry of Preservation? There you are. They are a 5.
Third down from the top.
Yeah. Okay. I have lots of notes in here. I don't know if anyone ever reads them because, like, I put a lot of stuff in there that I don't tell you out loud. I just kind of like, well, make it over here. So if you guys read it, it's there.
I've been reading it today. I'm like,
Notes from-
I don't remember that. And then I read it. I'm like, oh wait, I remember that now.
I don't know where you put notes.
It's on the crew sheet under the faction mode. I'm gonna go back.
Oh.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Alright.
So
Well,
that's an open-ended question for everybody. What do you do?
I'm going at these guys.
You got like, there's guys who are tier 5 and they're expert. Yeah, so they're a little higher tier and they got some really good quality weapons. All right, so they are no slouches. Just to put that on the table.
I think I'm going to attempt a command roll to rally our Steel Bloods.
Okay, so you're going to be like, you know, Steelblood's getting here. Kai is going to go on the offensive. You also have control of Salia as well for this adventure.
Yeah.
And then Soundwaves Ghost has both TikTok and Sarah. So they each got 2 characters. Alexander has 1. And then I'm sure when Greg rides in again on his horse next week, you will have it. You have his
Riding on his horse.
It's Gregory and maybe even Borgen. I'm not sure if he'll bring Borgen. That would be interesting. Middle of the fight. Anyway, we won't go there too deep. He's just going to be like, what the hell did you guys do now? As he always says when he's gone.
We didn't do anything this time.
So, command roll coming from Alexander.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think let's resolve that first, and then we're going to come back to the battle part. So, command roll.
Yep.
I think I hate to say it's in control. I think it's still a risky situation here.
Yeah.
How do you, because you guys are, I'm not sure. I picture this art school has like 3-4 stories on it, plus probably some basement, plus, that trenches down into the canals and all this other stuff, right? So it's a big place.
Yeah.
How are you doing? Like, how are you commanding? Like, do you have some kind of system? Do you have like a booming voice? Like, what?
I was actually going to say that Alexander is turning the vocalization initiative device that had been installed up to volume level 12, and is just literally screaming for that the place has been invaded and all members of the gang are to start murdering the MOP.
Okay, I think you get what you want from turning it up to 12. Not even 11. He goes right past 11 to 12. Yeah. Look at that. But I still think it's risky in its own way. So I think it's a risky standard.
All right.
Risky standard.
Any devil's bargains or anything?
Oh, yes. Yes, please.
I don't know, for how loud it is in a closed space. Might.
Well, you are messing with TikTok level equipment, so it's pretty loud.
Yeah, it might take people another round or something to actually react because they just like,
my ears.
Yeah.
By doing so, I think it would be loud enough that it would add a heat.
Okay, I'll take that for the extra bonus dice.
I think 1 heat is good, so we don't go too crazy. But I'd like to mark it now so we don't forget. I will do that. That'll put you at 4 heat. And then we'll just do after the score, do everything from there. So,
and rolling a 5.
Risky, you do it, but suffer complicazione. I always have these on consequences. Okay. Reduced effect. Okay. They hear and they're scrambling, but they are. What is their downsides on these guys? See.
They are wild and savage.
They're drunken, debauched, and loudmouth. Okay, so wild, and they're also savage, violent, and cruel. So the wild part is they drink a lot. It seems these guys have seen some crap. The ones who have survived partially from the beginning through all the different layers of what this little gang is.
Yeah, like the 3 of them.
Mm-hmm. And so we're gonna start. They're gonna come into the battle. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be like how do I take a clock to do this? They're going to be delayed.
Yeah.
Now you can resist this.
Hungover.
You can resist this by maybe shouting louder or do a resistance roll. I think that would be a resolve. Or maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, because you use command, right?
Yeah.
Now you could resist this to have them get there almost immediately. Or otherwise they're going to be delayed.
I think I will resolve for this to resist this.
Okay.
Because we need help now because these guys are flooding in.
And you're like you know they're going to be like this, and you're like, that means you, Jacob, and you, Barley, and you, Suzanne. I know you guys are going to something like that. Like you call names or something. I don't know. Whatever you do, you're just like, no. I don't mean 10 minutes from now. I mean murdering begins this moment.
I know how to do it. Let me see how I roll those so I can fluff this. 5.
Yep. You guys,
all right, so 1.
You got this pulsating doorway. These guys are coming through, and then you have this mechanical Alexander just like, stay out, Brudge.
I know exactly what he's saying.
Autobots.
Or you get up here.
All right.
If I don't see you getting up here and chopping these fools, then no more beer or wine in the base.
Oh, yep, that works. They will come in after this first kind of wave of stuff. They'll start coming in to fight, but you got the ministry to work with right now. So you command, so that's my turn. And you're in. Kai, do you lash out, or Salia, or both?
I'm asking you a question for a second.
What's that?
I said I sent you a question really quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, I never look at that chat, so you gotta think.
Yeah, that's why I'm informing you.
Look at that chat. Jeez. There's a message there.
Are you,
If you
are you
minimize
talking
it, you can't see
about
it.
where you put the hand?
Yeah. Of some sort.
But you want to use that idea to mess up theirs?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Like
just
how Zorm always tries, and it always messes up.
yeah, like try. Yeah, you can try to attune in that fashion. I think it would be an attune roll. I feel like, even trying to close that down.
Yeah.
Okay,
Somehow.
you can definitely make that.
Or we're all going into, hey, Sidley, you're in the room. Damn it!
I mean, you can tell me what role you want to use. I feel it's tuned, but you can tell me.
Yeah.
I thought Kai had more attune for some reason.
No,
thought I
he
did
just
too,
started
but-
dipping into it though.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I might as well just try it.
No,
I'm
no,
the
no.
attune-
You,
I'm
you
the
definitely.
attune
Can, but my
monkey
answer
here.
is yes. You can do what you were
Okay.
if you want to go that route. I mean,
I'm
you
assuming that's risky.
mean you did it
I
to
mean, if
hide
you-
the hand, so
I mean, if you want to lead a group action, I can always help with the tune.
So can I. I've
Sure.
got quite a few dice in that.
and so can Salia. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll
And
just
so can Sarah. Everyone can play.
Yeah, I'll do a group action because I'm ready to fight these guys. I'm like, wait a minute, it's not gonna be good if they keep spilling in here.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you
is
cut-
Salia gonna take a drain to give you an assistance?
Yeah.
Okay, because she is clear. So I think Kai immediately gets up and immediately reacts like your soul's still attached, and you guys feel like a surge coming from Kai enough that you're like, oh, I can put a little bit in that basket too. Here you
Yeah,
go.
that's odd. Let's make sure that's okay.
And I almost feel like is it almost a reaction? Like I don't even know if Kai has time to
I think for
about
TikTok
it.
would
It probably is a reaction considering what happened.
Okay, so Salia gives you a bonus die. Okay, so you're going to do this. And it's going to be a tune. So it's going to be definitely a desperate, and it's going to start with 0 effect because it is powerful, very powerful. So you have a bonus die from Salia. Who else is given a bonus die?
She was running a group action too, right?
Oh, it is a
Was
group
it-
action. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, Sally could still do the assist. It's just
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
wanting to join in with the group.
Okay,
Yeah.
so everybody's going to have a bonus die from Salia to use on their roll.
Jeez.
Right, so there's this whole group pot of attunement going to shut this crap down.
Yeah.
It's not a Negan. Oh, shut this shit down. Vote for the man with the bat. Damn, boy, you got some big old beach ball sized lady nuts on you. Sorry, I love the
that's not
Negan.
bad. You
I
got
love the
rolled
Negan
up
character
high.
so much. Jeffrey D. Morgan, you were awesome. Sorry. If you're watching
So
this,
right now,
give me a
with
call.
one bonus die.
So
and
yes,
group action.
desperate. It's desperate.
This one with 0.
No effect. You got one bonus die. And Devil's Bargain is. Oh, it's bringing all kinds of spiritual attention to this location right now.
Well,
It's already been doing that.
I am willing to tick off my special armor to push myself to give us at least starting limited effect.
Oh,
Because that will activate my fortitude and may expend my special armor to resist the consequence of fatigue, weakness, or chemical effects to push myself and work. No, that's working with technical skills. Dang it. That's chimes. That's why you wanted me to take chimes. Hoisted by my own petard. So no, I can't do that.
well, she was just your secondary character before. It's really why I thought about it.
Yeah,
I
that's
did,
fine.
but we never used Sarah in this capacity, so it's going to be kind of cool to see her stretch her legs a little bit. So anyway,
That'd be too stressed to do that. Oh, I can't do that.
I mean, if you don't feel like joining group action, but of course Kai is taking the group action and leading it, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I still join because if he feels Kai doing some oopy spoopy that's normally his realm, he's definitely going to be like, "Whoop, what's this?"
It's like, wait a minute, you're not doing this, are you? Oh yeah.
Hey, back to that. Let me make sure that succeeds because that's probably not a good thing, especially since the explosion came from that zone.
Okay. So you have. So we said we're starting at desperate, 0 effect, but you got a Salia bonus die, and this goes to everybody who rolls, right?
Mm.
And did you want to take the Devil's Bargain, Kai?
Sure.
Thank you.
That puts it to limited.
Yeah, I want to make it a limited.
So you get 2 bonus die. One of those is going into making it limited. You can put both and make it go standard if you want. Or you can have it as a bonus die.
Yeah, I needed a bonus die.
Is Sarah putting in on this at all? Or Alexander?
Uh,
Oh wait,
Alexander
no.
will.
He's doing
Yeah.
rolls. I'm sorry.
I don't think Sarah would automatically join this just because she's not technically part of the group yet.
Okay. I just want to make sure all the options are there. So what I'm hearing right now is desperate, limited, led by Kai with a bonus die.
Can I spend one of my load to get arcane implements to help this?
What does arcane implements do?
I'm
sure
a
that's
vial of quicksilver, a pouch of black salt, a spirit anchor in the form of a small stone. It's just a whole bunch of arcane extra things.
Yeah, if you're spending a load point to get that, then I would say yes. To give yourself a bonus die.
And I would like to put that I would like, instead of a bonus die, to push it up to standard,
For
if
you?
possible.
For you?
For me, at least.
Okay.
I can just foresee him popping open like a panel, pops up one on the side of him, he reaches and pulls out a vial and pours on his soul jar.
Yeah, no.
I think actually this would make it a standard for everybody because it's a group action, so I think it has to be the same roll, but that would make your group a desperate standard.
Desperate standard.
With a bonus die in the roll. That's where everybody's at right now. If you're spending that on that load there, that's
All right.
Okay, and I will spend it. I have clicked it away.
all right. So when you roll, let's do one at a time. Let's start with Kai, and then we'll go.
This movement sucks. Please let this work.
Then we'll go Alexander and TikTok. Ooh. That's not a failure, though, so you don't take a stress from that.
Nope.
Let's just hope someone gets a 6 for you. Alexander.
All right, desperate standard +1. And I really wish I would have had an interface, because that allows you to attune with electroplasmatic power fields.
I do have to ask, since this kind of popped in my head, with Sarah, who was like the cord before, in the same room as me, who's having this spooky crap because of the cord. Please tell me nothing comes about from that.
I'm not going to say yes or no. I mean,
All right, fine.
you took the devil's bargain to attract spiritual attention. I mean, it could be literally anything. It's just a blanket statement. So
It could be Zorb.
So many spirituals.
Nothing can go wrong.
Oh,
Triple
my
six.
Whoa, yes! I like.
Oh my
See,
goodness.
you are rolling like great tonight.
But you do still get a stress because one of them is a 1.
What? I don't think
No,
so.
No, I think no. It's just if someone fails
Oh,
the
if
test.
he fails
Yeah,
outright. Okay, so let me roll mine.
Yep. TikTok should roll 2. Oh my goodness.
Crit!
Of course, you
crits.
freaking roll.
Crits.
Okay, that works though. You both roll crits.
He rolled the devil crit though. I just rolled a normal crit.
6.
At least I didn't fail. We'll go with that.
Yeah, you
Does
didn't get
Smiley
stressed.
have to roll?
Well, I had it at 6 o'clock.
I think did we just fill the 6 o'clock?
Well,
No.
technically, it's
Smiley have to roll, or does she just took the stress?
She gave you the
Yeah, she
got
just
one
took the stress.
well, standard
Yes,
effect means it's 2
Two.
ticks, right? But a crit would
Mhm.
up it, I think.
Yeah.
Trying to use my brain
So we
tonight.
basically just filled the clock.
Desperate says increased infect, so it'd go to great.
Yes, so that would be.
But we also get 1 XP for doing that.
Oh yeah, everybody get
yeah.
an XP. So that'd be 3 ticks. Okay, a 4.
Resolve.
Okay, 4. Okay, so I feel 4 is a good clock. Yeah, I was between 4 and 6, but okay. So, what's it look like now? This bubble gets pushed back into about a quarter of its size. Like it goes, you know. And there's a guy that's coming out, like 2 guys coming out at the same time, and from wherever they're coming from, it didn't quite work. And the way the bubble hits, they're like, "Ah!" And they get pushed together, and they go, and they explode in a massive pile of bloody goo, grayish, reddish goo everywhere. A bunch of guys already came through and are stabbing, but your attunement is so strong, Kai, as you go, as like 3 men like leap for you in this like coordinated strike. The attunement blast against this thing is enough to push them back for a second, that they have to step back, regain their composure, and then strike again in a second. Right? Salia still has an attack coming at her, we can resolve in a moment. But this, what's it? I mean, you guys can describe together. Like, what does this look like? As the Purgers, who are assassins, use attunement to push off this invasion. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, well, that was more of an involuntary reaction to what they did.
Yeah, Kai's doing totally like, I just learned how to do this, and I'm no.
I probably got pushed against the wall, like what the boom, like blast wave effect
almost
thing.
Yeah, that makes sense, because it's like you got smashed against the wall, you kind of souped back into your body, and you're like, that needs to close, and you're like, oh my god, it's closing. Evil.
Yeah, I was probably
Like
recovering when it reacted itself, and you all who are more attuned kind of helped it out. I'm going, what the hell?
TikTok is literally just it literally was like, Kai doesn't do this, let me make sure he's okay.
Could it be, and because it's such a fast reaction, could it be that Kai reacted so fast that it pulled the power from your friends?
Could be.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of crap going on with them, so maybe it did pull the power.
Like the psychic version of oh crap, help.
Yeah, it's like, gotta borrow.
The TikTok's like, yeah, I'll loan you, a cup of sugar. Oh, you're just gonna take the whole bag? Okay, whoa.
He's like, I'm just gonna let it happen.
There's a lot more. Don't be shy, I guess.
Yeah, I would think that'd probably be more of the case, that since I didn't do it voluntarily, they didn't really give it as much voluntarily as they would have liked.
Okay. Way to destroy the Ministry of Preservation instantly. There's still like a group of them in the room. All right. But you blast them back. They regain their composure, and they go for another strike. Now, Kai and Salia are still in the room. Kai has pushed them back momentarily. Salia is still open for an attack, and they go to strike at her. What do you guys do?
She is definitely going to go at them. She has large blades.
I'm sorry, what was that? My heater just...
I said she's going to go at them, but she does have blades that she has available.
Blades?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the dark.
Robo blades.
Are you prowling on them, skirmishing? Are you wrecking?
She is going to wreck them.
I'm going to wreck it.
Yep.
I mean, it fits more in skirmish, but I feel as though... But you know what? There could be some... I mean, if she's just going crazy with whirling blades, especially after this attunement field just blasted off, and then your attunement field blasted back, she might just, whip out these blades and just...
She's pretty much going to go at them to wreck them, considering what happened to Kai, because she's a guardian to him.
Okay.
And she's more interested in that, so she's going at him.
Okay. You're the Ministry of Preservation here. They are a higher tier, so it's going to be desperate limited to strike at them. Where you going? The total wreckage, they might not see it coming there. So, yes. Devil's bargain is another player steps on the board immediately. You know you want to.
No.
Come on.
Dun, dun, dun.
She's just going to go at him.
Okay, so desperate, limited. Let me actually, I had to write something down here. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see what...
And you can push yourself to up the effect. Or...
You can push yourself for a bonus die or to up the bonus die to use as a bonus die or to up the effect. Yes.
Yeah, I'll up the effect.
And that makes the Devil's Bargain not able to be taken.
Yeah, I'm not going to take the Devil's Bargain.
You do cause yourself too stressed to do that.
Yep. So she's pushing herself. So it's a desperate standard.
Yes.
Did he get some XP?
I think Alexander immediately feels that there are spirit bane charms being worn. Of course, he's a Hull. Does it matter?
Nope, holes do not get affected by that stuff.
Okay. Good to know.
We're not spirits.
Yeah. It's contained. The spirit is contained. It's just the brain.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't work against normal people either.
Kitty crit.
Wreck. Okay, so that takes 2 segments and a counter strike. Fair fight. So that was desperate.
Yep.
So 3 guys do that same type of coordinated. 3 other guys do that same type of coordinated attack, where 1 comes in like straight at her, and then 2 hit the flanks. And she managed, like, what's the blades look like? Tell me where they're coming from, how she uses them. Like, I want to know what that looks like.
Basically, I figured that she has 2 in each hand, and it's kind of like, I don't really want to say it, but it's the really bad Wolverine movie where they're kind of like part of the arms. It's kind of whirling.
Silver Samurai?
No, I can't. I'm not thinking right now. But she
The
just
crappy
has 2.
Deadpool.
Yeah, the crappy Deadpool. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
The one where it was covered the mouth and they'd put all
yeah,
the
yeah,
stuff in
that
it.
one.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I was
6-foot
trying to
long
look for.
silver
The
blade.
crappy Deadpool.
The first Wolverine movie, I think it is then.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
So she's going all crappy Deadpool on him.
wait, so was that Deadpool's? Did he have those blades in him? I can't.
Yeah,
No.
he had like 2 katanas
That
as
one
part
did.
of his hands.
Okay, I couldn't. It's been so long. I saw it once in the theater, and I was
Yeah.
like, eh.
It was just, imagine like Baraka.
Yes, that's Mortal Kombat.
That was a better
Yeah.
example because
Yeah.
that one's more mainstream.
I
But
couldn't
that's
think of anything else other than the crappy Deadpool, though. I'm like,
just
But
one
there's
long
2
blade.
There's 2 blades in each hand.
yeah,
Come out.
yeah. There's a blade in each hand that come out.
Okay. So 1 in each hand, like 1 thick one,
Yeah, one katana, like big freaking blade.
and you just start whirling dervish them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you do that, and the way you do it, like the guys from the side, you catch them and just cleave their heads off. The guys that hit your flanks.
Mhm.
But the middle guy, Sally leaves herself open for just a moment, and the middle guy comes in and he puts a sword right through her throat. I mean, she's a robot, of course, but it goes through right out the middle. It's level 3 harm, and the sword lets off like an EMP type of pulse, so it's an electrical. She's like, and just like, it's like fried circuits, level 3 fried circuits.
They are not to be messed with. Okay. Actually, is she able to resist that at all?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Just like anything, she can spend armor or do resistance rolls to get it down.
She's gonna try to resist it.
Okay.
Is that a...
Prowess.
Yeah.
That usually knocks it down, but I'm trying to think of.
She might have ducked if she gets it, or...
I can say this could be an all or nothing. So okay, one drain. It's obviously a stress, but yep, and you avoid the level 3 harm. So you cleave the heads off. He comes in, he puts the sword through her throat, so it actually physically goes through the body. But she pulls back off the blade just before the pulse goes out, avoiding the electrical shock completely.
Yeah. So she's harmed, but not enough to do any damage.
Yep, I'm
like
giving this
the pulse would have.
I'm giving this one a rare all or nothing damage, which I don't usually do. I usually step it down. But there's plenty of battle to be held. Where's Gregory and his white horse? Oh my gosh, give my tiger a leash. Where's that tiger? All right. So, Saliette
What?
takes out a
Tiger?
couple dudes and is in combat with a third who is still alive. There are at least 5 or 6 more MOP, and there's another couple that are pushing through one at a time now through the bubble that's still there, almost disintegrated, almost pushed back and closed. And you feel everybody starts to feel like you hear the steel bloods. They're pounding down the stairs from below. I think like you guys are on like the first level. It's kind of what I feel like, and they were up in their little hangout area up on the second floor. Watching TV, watching cheap cable TV, and drinking and lollygagging and whatever. And they're pounding down the stairs. Now you just hear like this revelry, just like ministry, slay the ministry, law, and they're just getting wild and just crazy, and they're coming down the stairs. They're about to join the fray. Like I said, more Ministry of Preservation are trying to push their way through. And then there's like this other type of vibration, kind of tingling in the spirit ghost field that everybody who has at least a point in attunement can feel. And you can feel like it's all around you, kind of. It's very slight, but it seems like it's this whole place that something's happening with.
Birds of Gregory. Ah, shit.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully Gregory was in the building the whole time, but that's a stress flashback we can do when he's actually here, depending on where we're at. So that's nice and set up for all kinds of crazy chaos. What do you guys do?
Well then. What is he going to say?
You're welcome
Well,
to the
shit.
best, guys. Well, shit.
Here we go again.
So I haven't gone, have I?
Nope. That's why I'm sitting back for a second, because I've had my fun.
You're like, I just don't want to have to make a roll because I
I'm rolling awful tonight.
So yeah, limited information at the moment, so I don't want to do too much. But okay, all right. I'm going to tick off the 2 boxes I set up for Holy Diver, and
the boxes.
I put them on my items list, just like the Hound has the dog on theirs.
Oh,
but
it's 2 ticks for that.
I put it as 2 ticks simply
Okay.
because it was big, not a small animal. It's a big one. Because
Okay.
I put it in as an expert cohort, so
All right.
because that's what it says to do with the dog in that case. You know?
Oh, that is perfect. Yep.
So I'm not going to order it. I'm just going to. What is this here? Let me go back to the cohorts. Using cohort to send a cohort to achieve a goal. Roll their quality to see how it goes. I'm going to tell him to fetch Kai.
Huh?
So it's fearsome and loyal as its edges, but its flaws are savage and wild. Much like the Steelbloods, they must love this tiger. They probably try to get drunk with it, and it probably ends up mauling them.
There's probably been at least one instance of it getting completely drunk with them.
Well, they fed it unintentionally.
They did probably eat one of them. That's how I got so drunk.
They're like, it cost us one of our men, but we partied with it hard. We find that it was a fair trade. It was a good night.
Yeah,
Davis
it was
an
only
idiot
John.
anyway.
Nobody liked Pete anyway.
I thought it was Davis. No, it's Pete. I think Pete and Dave. Oh
It
God,
was
there's
Pete
2
Dave.
people. 2 people died that night. Idiots.
We told them
It's-
to wear the leather
It's-
outfit, but they did not. Oh man.
In before it's actually now just a rite of passage, survive a night with the
Right.
cat.
Wrestle the Holy Diver.
That's how we interview for our thugs.
That's where they get the blood part.
Yeah, no, if you survive, awesome. We'll fix you up and you'll get ready for work. If you don't, well, you won't be needing a paycheck.
Yeah, you still didn't go to waste. You're a nice snack.
Mm-hmm.
So
guys-
yeah, I think that's what he's going to do. Is he's going to ask him. He's going to set him on the task of retrieving Kai for him.
Why are
Okay.
you retrieving me? Did I
Because you're
worry
in a room
you?
that I can throw bombs into.
And Salia, but you're
And,
asking.
Yeah.
well, I don't know about
Salia.
Silent. Silent.
Yeah,
Well,
he's,
Sully as a whole, he probably doesn't care.
I don't build them. I don't build Kais.
they're not.
I mean, you probably could.
They're a lot more rare.
Yeah,
Okay,
why, thank you.
so you're gonna ask, summon, at Tiger to jump in there, teleport in, grab Ty, and basically teleport out, probably.
Correct.
Okay.
So
Mm,
I was going to ride the tiger to do all this crazy stuff, but I'm like, that's not actually TikTok. That's me. If I had a giant tiger monster, that's what I would do. TikTok would do something more intelligent than that. Celio!
but who wouldn't want to ride a giant tiger if it was your friend?
Exactly. But I can't. I can't make myself do it because it doesn't make any sense for him to suddenly go all bonker willy right in front of his
Well, you can
rainbow
always
eyes.
justify it. It's to keep it in control.
That's its qualities for. How good are you at being fearsome and loyal to me.
So you have
So
to give
yeah, I
it.
want
You have to do a command roll.
quality. When you send a cohort to achieve a goal, roll their quality to see how it goes.
Okay. Is the quality 4 as well?
It's gonna try to maul me.
I do believe it's already set up as long. It's like +1 our tier. Our tier is set to 3, so it should roll it automatically. Let's see how it works. No bonus die. Oof.
It's gonna maul
Still
me.
4. It's still a 4. You're
Still
fine.
4. It still succeeds, but
Mm.
it's rough.
It picks you up by the scruff of your neck. Unfortunately, you were not a cat.
Well,
It doesn't do the teleporty thing like I hoped. It literally drags Guy down the hall. Don't drag them up. Now they all know where we are.
Why do you involve me in your shenanigans?
Kai,
Because
you're just like, whoa, I just pushed. You're like, that thing needs to go away, and it goes smaller, and the guys explode. You're like, whoa. You have time to react, and then there's a giant Savarasi tiger in front of you looking down at you. Grabs you like here by the shirt and like lifts you up, and you're like, I can't even react to this.
Ah,
And then
better be TikTok's dagger.
It's like, oh crap.
and then
We're in a room.
no, because it steps backwards, and you hear it go. You hear it like whimper for a second, and as it touches the ghost at this other place, as it touches the ghost field at the same time, and you guys are just, you see it grab Kai and step back, and it just flashes weird, and then it disappears into the ghost field. And you're in this white, whatever the place you described. You put this, where you put the hand.
That black room with the white desk
Yep, because it was on your mind a little bit, and you're suddenly there
with the tiger.
with the tiger. And then you also hear a voice that's like, interesting development. I did not expect that when I entered the room at precisely the same time this beast did.
What?
And there's a very tall, old man,
Oh, son of a.
and he's got like tattered old white rags, like they're just tattered and dirty and worn. His hair is like, he's like bald all right here, like he's got this, just the crop of hair around the sides, and it's white and it's like long. He looks disheveled. He's got this staff he's holding, and the staff is like this gnarled, like branchy thing, and on top of the staff, it's like this clock. It's like this, and there's like just one. There's just an hour or like a minute hand on it, and it's in the effect of a snake, and it's just circling around. You just notice all that in just that moment. It's like, where have you brought us to, Master Kai?
Who are you?
I was the elder, but now I am a nobody. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. Man, you were the one all of my demons have been talking about.
What?
Maybe this is just a perfect opportunity to discuss what's gonna happen. And the tiger has like dropped you, and like it's looking at you, and it remembers you. I mean, it could literally rip your face off at any moment. But then it looks up at the old man, and it's like it arches its back like cats do. And when they are not happy, when they are not happy with something they're looking at, not at you, obviously.
Yeah. The creepy old guy in the room.
And we go back to HQ.
I'm so screwed.
don't die.
Well, you're technically in better position if I start tossing grenades than you were a second ago.
Okay, I'm in a room with something that said his demons were after me.
Yes.
I love how
I can only save you from things that you tell me about. I can't help you against elder demons if you didn't tell me you're having problems with them.
I didn't know.
Or demons in general. I helped everybody else with demons that they told me about. No one talks to me anymore.
Anyway, back to you.
Grenades.
So yeah,
What is Rainbow going to do here?
the portal is smaller, and there's more of them have come in. The steel bloods hit the floor. Salia is fending herself, and the ministry starts to flood out into the room where TikTok and Sarah and Alexander are. And that's when the steel bloods are coming like down the stairs from your right, and they kind of come in to crash, but a few still slip through and are coming for you guys. And
Okay. I think.
oh my gosh, I didn't even think about this. Oh my gosh. Sorry, sound waves. Sorry.
That's okay.
As he plans to kill us.
No, it's just there's this game. I tell you what, I'll
There's
tell
a
you in a minute.
complication.
No, it's just like I didn't even plan it because I thought Chimes was gonna be here, not Sarah. It's so weird. Anyway, we'll get to it.
Sarah, help me.
You mean
You're my only hope.
you say that as Salia, right? Because she's the one that's still there, not Kai, who is far, far away in the galaxy. Long time ago.
Was it possible for Kai to resist being pulled into that? Or resist now, like the whole effect is still kind of going on and resist it out?
I would say that it's fair to still be able to try to escape out of there. I think now narratively, I feel like I'd like to keep it because it's fun.
Narratively, Sarah has Mastermind, where she can expend her special armor to protect a teammate.
Well, she does have somewhat of a tie to me. Kinda.
Well, currently a teammate. That's the only reason. And the cord thing. I would like to spend that and one of my foresight. I'll pay one of my 2 foresights for her to try to do the resist for Kai to keep Kai from going in there.
Can you use foresight on yourself?
It's just a teammate without pain stress.
Or ripped me out of there. Like split second, oh crap, whip.
I don't have to. I was just saying, as a partial secondary cost to it type thing. Like, since I'm having to do this after all that stuff was described.
Yes. Okay. All right.
So we'll go with that.
I think it definitely has to be an attempt to pull Kai back.
Yeah.
It was the magic.
They're going with a tune. Either way, so I'd spend my special armor to protect a teammate from that situation. But all this other stuff was happening pretty much all at the same time. Like, she's trying to pull you back. Kai just standing there going, crap.
Yeah, then get yanked back. Man, I feel like a freaking yo-yo.
Okay. I would say then it's desperate limited.
Desperate limited?
Yep, because it's partially effective. It might take a little bit more work to get the full effect of pulling Kai back, but it's dangerous. Don't forget to get if you make desperate rolls, don't forget to mark your XP.
Yeah, what happens if you fill up your entire bar during what's going on?
You immediately get a point.
Oh.
Yep. It specifically says you immediately get that point because you're pushing yourself so hard, you've suddenly gained new resolve up to 4, of course.
Okay, well, hey, a blip in a tune. Right? Which makes perfect sense in this situation of why it even flipped.
Yeah. That's my second point of a tune came from that exact thing. It was like, oh, this is a good idea to have this right the hell now.
Right.
All right, so am I resisting or am I using my attune to pull them back?
I like using the attune.
Okay.
I wanted to look at something that's more
You said that was desperate?
limited.
For limited. I'm going to keep it there for now. Just warming this up. No bonus die.
Feels so good. Oh,
6.
nice.
Well. All right.
Hello, cord buddy. Thank you.
And to piggyback off of all of Alexandra's fears earlier, it's literally Rainbow from her eyes that is trying to reach out and wrap around Kai, wherever Kai is.
Alexander dives for cover.
So is that her cord touched trying to get out there?
Yeah. That cord angle.
There is so much different magic going on right now. It's
just a mismatch.
Yeah, because it's not like reaching through. It's like reaching sideways through these dimensions in a weird eighth dimensional way. I can't, think or even
like the beam kind of. It looks like the thing from Dark Side where it zigzags, but it's zigzagging through dimensions and everything else.
Yeah, I mean it's colorful. I think like light is split into the 7 colors. I think it's almost opposite, and it somehow refracts the dimensions, and you see this like pure white doorway open up. So it's limited in the fact that Kai has to go through it. Now he doesn't just pull it back, but the door opens. So you got the elder, who we now recognize as Elder Rowan, who is the elder of the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh, the one who got away, and standing there facing down with Kai.
Dang it!
And he's like, Master Kai, and then he looks at the table that's there, and there's the hand of Kotar in the glass case right there. He's like, oh, well, what do we have here? And then that's when the doorway to his right, your left, just goes, this bright white doorway opens up, and you're looking through it, and you see in that room, Sarah is like looking your way, projecting your way. TikTok is like next to her. Alexander's still reacting in some capacity, and the Steel Bloods are clashing with the Ministry of Preservation. And this is all happening.
TikTok's a little like, there you are.
Well, the door's open.
Can I stand? He go in because he will go after that guy.
I feel as though in its partial effect, if maybe it's like a concentration thing, if Sarah's not doing anything else, she might be able to maintain this.
Okay, she can stand.
I feel as though if she does anything else major, it's going to be a little tougher.
Disruption, yeah. Yeah, because TikTok would definitely want to try to go after that guy because he's literally the last guy standing from his little. You broke the rules, man.
I look out, you look in like, you.
Everybody's pointing at everybody else. Wow, this just went all kinds of places. I did.
There's a whole base is being flooded, and I'm going, that guy.
I'll let TikTok go if he wants to go, because this is all going, oh crap, and then oh crap.
I'm not done yet either. I got something else in mind.
Yeah, sure. Then Luke can go, because spirits are kind of creating outside everywhere too.
So your two gangs are clashing. Alexander's successful summonings worked. TikTok is seeing that now. He's got a beeline set. Kai is now with the tiger going, wait, how'd I get here? Who's this guy? Wait, who's that? That's the lair? What the Kai's had no time to think. He's only been reacting.
Yep. And I don't like that position.
I know. Yeah, you use your brain and you slink around this is all caught you off guard. This is not, you don't like being caught off guard.
What happens when all this spooky crap?
This is the realm that TikTok's brain lives in. This is how his thought process goes.
I've been getting slammed against walls right and left in 5 minutes then.
This is why he seems so calm. Because he's got so much going on. What little is left to interact with the world outside is done.
Yeah. I think that I probably am not going to react for a second because the haunted is going to kick in and I'm just overloaded on the crap going on here.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so perfect. I should be writing stuff down.
It's like you should record this.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I've not been recording this whole thing.
I literally had to watch the last 2 episodes for me to remember everything that's been going on. I'm like, okay, I missed this.
Oh, really?
I forgot to mention that. That's why I brought up the governor so fast. I'm like, forgot about the governor. Forgot about the ministers. There's so many ministries of.
Take so many people off. Either way.
So yeah, he's going after that guy. So,
alrighty.
He's going to do a physical or mental tackle, whichever one hits first, because he's just basically trying to lock this dude down.
Trying trying to whammy him with his mind before he gets there physically.
He would also, as he gets close enough to recognize what he has in his hand, be extra mad.
Yeah, he has a staff with a clock on it. And
Yes, I heard that description before my guy saw him. Yes. As soon as he sees that, he'll be extra mad.
So I think TikTok gets through, or he's on his way through. And the elder just looks at you, and his eyes blaze as he sees you, and you guys recognize each other.
Two titans of weirdos.
So TikTok is like coming into this room. I don't think he has to go too far to get into the fray, and he's entering. And yeah, before you get there, another one's like, no, just stop. And time stops for you, TikTok, as he controls time momentarily. And now this is something you can resist, but this is the movie's doing ahead of time. He's going to make you stop in your tracks so he can do whatever he wants. But
I'll resist.
You feel, I think that's going to be a resolution there, or some resolving. But it's just like doing a move. It's not like going to be damaging, but he would be able to really open you up, so to speak, right?
Yep, I will resist.
Okay. He's like, stop.
Let me see. Let me read some other things real quick. Okay,
Sure.
Yep.
Sure,
Yep,
sure.
Yeah, I got my laundry list of abilities now. I gotta go reading. Okay. That doesn't hurt yet. Okay. Yes, resolve. No bonus die. Take 1 stress.
Not bad.
So you feel time beginning to stop, and then he begins to move faster, or however it looks.
My little cog thing starts to glow. It kind of just swats away like he's swatting something.
Man, and his eyes.
Clever. You learned how to use it, didn't you?
Just because Ratfire is not who I've worshipped before does not mean I do not know of him and his power.
Oh, you probably know more than I do, but you're doing the wrong thing. It's not about Ratfire right now. There's simple rules in place, and you broke them, and you got to go down.
Surely
And he's not even explaining it past that. He's literally like, the guy's probably going, what fucking rules? I wanted you dead. I'm trying to kill you. There's no rules involved, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Kai. Look, Kai, what is he talking about?
I've checked out.
Kai's like, door.
Yeah.
Hand.
I
Sneak
agree.
out to the side.
So I think, and you step forward and whatever you draw out to do to take him on. And
I'm going to.
Well, one second. As you do,
I'll click it when you say I can tell you.
you see the spinning snake thing, and like it's like that clock kind of like zooms in on your face and then goes down, and you're just standing on the clock all of a sudden with a black void around you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're on that snake hand, and you're traveling around looking at the void. And let's see how I want to say this here. Like, tick-tock, that time is dangerous. More important matters are coming. And in the middle of the clock that you're looking at, as you're spinning around, you're looking at the center of the clock, the hand of Kotar is in the glass case right in the middle. And you can see Elder Rowan. He's in here too, but he's off in the void watching where you are right in the
trying
center.
to get to where I'm at.
Yeah, but he's seeing the same thing. He's like, one will take all 3, and you must decide. Do you save Duskfall, or will you save the world? And you see, like, there's this figure. We don't know who the figure is. And you can see they obviously have the eye that's glowing and the heart that's glowing. And now they've reached down and they've put the hand on, and they have all 3. And then they just turn and look at you, and the world explodes. And suddenly you're back out of it, and you're coming right at the Elder. And
Fun.
jump to Alexander. Sorry. I got a
I didn't
cliffhanger.
see any of this, huh?
I got
That's good.
I got a cliffhanger you real quick. Alexander, you're about to jump into the fray with your steel bloods, right?
Yeah.
And then you just hear, like, from above, just like the getting louder and louder.
Mhm.
And suddenly the ceiling up just off to your right just shatters as this huge thing goes and just dust and plaster and wood and
He
mortar,
hulked his way through the floors above.
and it just crashes down.
We need a
And
new hideout. Yeah.
but it's a medium size. So it's a woman,
Mhm.
and on her back is this smallish dude that wears these
Yeah.
clothes that are too big for him. And his hood flies back as he's riding her down. Like, and she crashes like Superman into the ground, and he's on back, and she stands up, and he hops off. And you recognize Dust. It's been a while since he slit your throat, and killed you officially. And then you stand up, and you recognize her just a little bit because you saw her for a moment before Gregory chopped her head off. But this looks like the Whisper that was in the carriage ride that you guys did. That when Gregory jumped off with his axe and he chopped off her head, it looks a lot like her, except that she looks kind of like a machine, just like you.
And it's at this point, the chest part of the large machine will open up and shift apart as Alexander leans out and goes, "Well, look who pulled someone out of the dumpster. Come back so I can finish you off this time, Dust."
You murdered my love. Just here to even the score.
Hey, you murdered me already. That's technically an even score already. I know you aren't good at math.
Gregory's the one that murdered her, but it'll be fun killing you first.
You did it once, but that's because I let you. This time, I don't think you're gonna have a good time, little boy.
Oh, snap.
And then it just
And you're still in your medium hull at the moment, right? And let's see. So Salia is in the room. We're fighting off Ministry of Preservation, defending a few in this weird warp bubble that's really small is in front of her. And in the other room, there's this white doorway that Sarah's intently staring at, right? And let's make it weirder. Sarah, you've come a long ways. Of course, I'm dressing Soundwave's Ghost here, who's playing this character for those who listen. And you've come a long way, and she's dead, dead set in her focus, right? Let's see, who am I missing? Okay, and she's.
Let me open the crew sheet. Let me find another bad guy.
She is the only one not really engaged at the moment. That's about to change. Anyway, so Steel Bloods are falling and dying and bleeding out, and Ministry of Preservation are falling and dying and bleeding out too. Right? There's a lot of bodies. And she's looking at the doorway. She can see TikTok has rushed through. She's like, I don't know how she's reacting. Like, and Kai's in there. Something very powerful is in the center of the room. And it's in a place that doesn't seem like it's in this world, but it's physical like this world. It's very confusing. And there's also a giant tiger from Severos in there. Or Severasi. I don't remember.
Those blinking
There's a
out
whole
of
lot of mess in
existence.
this room. Huh?
It's a busy place.
Yeah.
But then the goose flesh on the back of her neck begins to stand up. The hairs on the back of her neck prickle. As she feels this attunement power wash over the room. It's very, very familiar. And suddenly all these corpses that are laying there and bleeding out, and like, they're suddenly like, and they start to reanimate.
TikTok.
He's gone.
TikTok.
So this is what Sarah's seeing, but maybe Alexander's. He's gonna otherwise be blasting with a couple other people over there.
Oh yeah.
And
oh, go ahead.
no, yeah. And then, but the thing is, and this is where it's funny, because Dust always keeps recruiting everybody that you've run afoul with that's survived. He keeps bringing them under his wing, and there's one sister left from one faction that nearly clawed her face off, her own face off, was actually the one who originally used Sarah in their negotiations with demons. Wasn't that correct?
Yep.
Man, that seemed like forever ago.
That was the ritual that turned her into the Avatar.
Yep.
It's the last time before she clawed her face apart.
And
Last time she's on screen.
she feels this familiar power from the Demon Sisters that washes over these corpses, and she knows that one of them is very nearby.
Fun.
Man, that is such a good spot to stop, I think.
Gregory is coming into all sorts of crap.
I don't want to stop either, but every character is cliffhanged right now. Well, Kai is probably the only one
And it's
that's.
9:45.
Yeah, we're close to. I don't know if we have time for one. See, the thing is, I start up again. I don't know when to stop. I just don't know when to stop. Oh. No, here we go. Let's add into the fun again. So, the portal begins to wear down, right? Unless the ministries come in, and then lastly comes out this guy who just looks. He just looks like he is the commander of these guys. These ministry guys, right? And the thing finishes closing up, and the silver dagger thing goes clink, clink, clink on the ground. And this guy looks shrewd and ruthless. He looks badass. Ministry of Preservation kind of guy, right? And he's got a couple swords on his back. He's got some potions, tonics, grenades lined up on his bandoliers, and he's got a pistol in his hand, and he just comes right out, and he like sees Salia fending off these guys, and he just pulls out his pistol, and he's just like, "Yep," he's just like, "Mm-hmm." So we've seen all these things. We see TikTok running at the Elder Rowan. We see Alexander facing off with Bell the Hull, and Dust, the guy who won't die or ever go away. We see Sarah's looking around, and maybe in the corner of her eye, she keeps seeing this dimmer sister out of the corner of her eye, but she's trying not to get too distracted, And these corpses are rising up, and Kai's there with the tiger watching TikTok go at the Elder. And then this guy comes out and he sees Salia and he just pulls out his pistol, aims at her. And we're like looking down the barrel of his gun right here. And we just see the barrel explode. And like that's where we roll credits. Because I'm a mean son of a bitch.
Yes, you suck.
And I think it's
in an awesome way.
I don't want to do it either, but I think it's perfect. I think it's a perfect spot.
Yeah.
And I see these other two guys over there like, oh, maybe not. Sideways goes, he's just always laughing. I can't tell. He's just like, destroy you later.
I'll get you later. Oh, I know exactly what he was going to do. It's like the next action is going to take less than a nanosecond because I'll just click this thing and then you just get to deal with it.
You're gonna click off.
I like how you put.
Are you gonna click off an ability?
Yeah, of course. The glorious visage.
Oh, jeez, let me the hell out of here.
No. It's trauma 4. In addition, you may now also focus only on one person who can see you inflict fatal psychic harm on him.
I swear to God, if you steal my kill.
It's just level 4.
No, I think everybody has someone they want to fight here. Now, if Gregory was here,
Not me. I want to get the hell out of this room.
it would be evened out perfectly if Gregory was here, because then he could like fight Belle, who I want him to fight, actually, because he killed Belle, and she's a Hull, so she should be a challenge against his rage powers. And then reverse that, Dust is kind of like the rage power guy fighting the Hull Alexander. Then you got the two weirdos, TikTok and the Elder, fighting each other. Kai is actually the only one that doesn't have anyone directly, but Kai / Salia. Kai can clean up, and Salia's got this mercenary dude, but that would be someone good for Kai to fight. So,
well, and technically, Kai is kind of the reason for some of this mess going on.
Everybody's the reason for this mess, but yes.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd introduce that world. I had a rough idea who was going to be part of this, and they were going to attack you in your lair. However, I'm not saying that you guys have to secretly hide your HQ again. I do feel it's fair, since I came to you, that if you can wipe out everybody, your place is still a secret.
A lot of repairs going on too.
A lot of repairs, but they used this silver sword to warp in. Like that was their thing. That was their
Now we have a path back to their base.
Oh, reverse engineer the portal system. TikTok's like, that's easy. Tweak. There, let's go in and kill them. Wait, we already killed them all, so let's just take their stuff.
Yeah.
Here's your
No,
time.
I set the sword to do the same thing, but it goes in reverse, and I throw it in the river. Easy. Like, oh no, looks like this
river,
building flooded.
Why don't you
Oops.
just throw it out into the ghost field thing where everybody is scared of?
Yeah, I don't want them inside the town, but the water angle is more funny to me. Just throw it in the
Yeah.
river.
Boosh.
The water level goes down for a few minutes.
What
Ah.
happened? Yeah.
There's a new fountain across town. Ah, got him.
Instead of an explosion, it's just a boom.
A big water drop hit the ground. Bloop.
Yeah.
So,
Stupid ministry.
hope that was okay.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that was. You tried to kill me, you bastard.
He's always doing that, though.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
He almost did it.
I did. To be fair, since it was the beginning and everything, I said let's make it an all or nothing. I think that was a trade off for it because I was like, well, of course you're gonna resist it. Now, if you would have taken 6 stress and traumaed out, that would have been well, all right. Well, that would have happened. I don't think you have that much stress to spare, do you, Kai?
Oh, I have 3 stress before I have another trauma.
The person's like, I don't have any traumas. I'm holding off forever. 2 traumas in, almost 3.
Like I said, I've gotten a trauma each time something major has been killed. I got the first trauma for the cord, and I got the second trauma for, what was it, the Leviathan or something, I don't remember.
Oh, was it that when you got it?
Yeah, I only get it when it's something major.
And this is perfect. We're at the end of season 4. This is a good time to get reckless, paranoid, soft, maybe unstable.
Soft.
I think it'd be more like unstable or reckless or something.
Can't sleep, clowns will eat me. Can't sleep, clowns will eat me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, thank you for. I see Nalaz has joined us in chat. I've chatted with him a bunch. He's sometimes in the streams or when I'm doing some Let's Play. So thank you, good sir, for joining us tonight. I see you in there, and I appreciate you coming along for the Blades ride. We are quickly coming up on the end of our Blades season 4. So what's going to happen is, if things go according to schedule, next week we'll play again and probably conclude this fight. Hopefully Gregory's back, and it's just going to be all out battle. And then, which kind of, I know that we were kind of pointing at doing this big Void Sea trip, but I think that's going to be next year season. I think we're going to tie up a whole bunch of loose ends. Like, we're looking at tying up the war with the MOP and the war with the Black Echo. The last 2 factions you're at war with, they're both here right now. I think you're looking at ending a bunch of these characters that have been around for a long time, and like just tying up a bunch of loose end story plot stuff. I just don't know what the last episode will be. It might be that we might need a 3rd episode to do this entire battle. I don't know, but if all goes according to plan, we would be back in 1 week to play again. The Sunday after, so 2 weeks from now, which would be on the 17th, we're actually going to step back because the guy who's not here tonight, Jodo 1025, is going to be, and I'll say it for him, running a 24-hour 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons pirate campaign themed stream for Extra Life charity, or Extra Life gaming charity. Extra Life, that's all it is. From 8 a.m. Mountain Time to 8 a.m. Mountain Time. And some of us, and including a whole bunch of other people, are going to be playing pirate characters, and he's going to be taking that whole time slot. So we'll be hosting him, and we'll be participating in that. Everybody's going to be taking shifts. So if you're interested in that, well, then you should definitely get into contact. If you're like, I like 5th edition D&D, I want to be a part of this stream and have fun, that's good. Then you just get a hold of me in my Discord, and I will point you over to his Discord. I don't have his Discord address invite right now, but you can always find us there. So anyway, that's happening. And then we're going to come back for one final week of Blades in the Dark to be our episode 40, season 4 finale, and the end of 2019 Blades, and we'll finish it up. Take a week off because it's Thanksgiving weekend, and then I will pass it actually right to Haruka Junko right now to tell us what comes 2 weeks after that as we start into December. I think the 8th, if everything works according to plan, right? It's always like, life gets in the way, but I'm going to let him go ahead and explain that for the shoutros as we go around the table real quick.
All right, so I guess I'll start it off then. All right. So, hi, I'm Haruka Junko, and around December 8th, hopefully, we will be starting a little bit of an intern project as Blades in the Dark will be ending and for the season, and we will be figuring out what's going on from there, along with everyone else, with one of their players having the entire December more or less taken up by work. We are going to instead be playing, still here on this channel, but we'll be playing Robotech, the Macross Saga, made by Strange Machine Games. It's an interesting little system, and I'm going to be really happy to see what happens and what goes on with all our characters. We have Fate, who's playing a test pilot. We have Soundwave Ghost, who is the captain of the SDF-1, which will make things a little bit interesting for those who know things in the series. And Lucas, I believe, is playing an ace pilot of some kind.
Without knowing anything else, I feel as though I have a character from my past, my Serenity game from the Firefly universe, that I think would be a perfect redoing of that character with the personality would fit perfect in this game. So that's my thought right now.
And then we finally have one of our last players, the Entertainer, who is going to be played by one of my personal friends, Mecha. He'll be joining us on the show. He is playing an entertainer who is a rookie pilot wanting to join with the RDF to both further his career and both in the military and for his stage show. So it's going to be a really interesting thing. Hopefully we'll see that come around December 8th, if not the week after. Besides that, though, that's all I got to say on that. The rest of it will be a surprise, of course. Can't let these guys know what I'm actually planning on, how I'm planning on killing them. I will.
You never tell us. You never tell us that part. You keep that close to the chest.
I will keep that close to the chest as I attempt to murder you while Soundwave Ghost drinks wine on the bridge. Oh no! Sorry. 2% coffee, 98% wine. Hold the coffee.
Yeah.
And with that, I shall pass it on to the next member of the group, who I will throw it to the captain of the SDF-1.
That's a terrible idea, and I love it. Oh, yeah, I'm Soundwave's Ghost. I do some stuff on the internet sometimes, mostly here. I realized that this week that I'm running on 3 shows on this particular gentleman that's below me in the Zoom chat, but not here. He's running 3 different shows on his channel right now, streaming, and I'm oddly in all of them. Didn't realize that till the other day. I was like, holy crap, I am in everything. And I also am on break for a Pendragon game that I kind of just real life got in the way because of my wife's issues with cancer and stuff over the summer. They're finally ending. Like she had this last Tuesday. I'm pointing over here for some reason. Like that's where the days are. That day over there, Tuesday, was her 6th, and hopefully, it's her scheduled final round of chemo. And it was her 6th.
Good.
She's already done the radiation and
Amen.
all that, and she's looking good. Everything's working out there. It's just all the fallout from the summer and the sickness and stuff like that is making things more distractible. And then, of course, the holiday seasons have to hit too.
Yep.
So you're like stressed out naturally because you get everybody everything. But anywho, that's on a break. So I have got more free time to read the books that I want to read. But I also need to do 20 times more work for Pendragon because it's in the middle of the Pendragon system is great because there's a huge section of telling you what to do almost every day if you want to read that book. And then there's a period that's literally called the Anarchy period because there's only like 3 things that happen a year. Out of the previous year had like 6 parts that would tell you how to do everything. And then it suddenly switches over to And then at the end of that section of it's back to telling you what to do everything. So you got to figure out how to shoehorn life into this middle space and make it fun for my now young knights. And I just kind of got lost in that shuffle. So anyway, I believe that's over to Faith now.
Sweet. I have to go help my wife with the baby. I just got a message. So we're going to cut. I'm going to give Kai like 10 seconds to say goodbye, and then we're going to go.
I don't have much to say anyway. Thanks all. There you go.
We'll come back with us next week as we delve deeper into the dark and the blades, those who use them. So thank you guys very much. We'll see you next week. So goodbye, God bless, and good gaming. See you guys later on. Peace.
Left hand salute.